Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I love it.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer, the Coon.
I'm Zach Hyman, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid? You might be honest.
All right, here's what's going on in the Nasty Front.
All right, well, good news for your Edmonton Oilers. Zach Hyman on the ice, expected to play tomorrow in the regular season finale against the Canucks of Vancouver. The Oilers lines at practice today. McDavid between Savoie and Hyman. Nugent-Hopkins with Podkolzin and Roslovic. Szymanski with Doc and Frederick, and Henrique with Lazar and Kapanen. Draisaitl, Howard, and Michaels skating on the fifth line. Of course, Draisaitl not ready to return yet. Ekholm with Bouchard, Nurse with Murphy, Wallman with Emerson, Stastny, the seventh defenseman. So tomorrow's game against Vancouver, 7 o'clock at Rogers Place. The Oilers could still finish first in the division, but that could be ruled out tonight. Basically, if the Oilers win tomorrow, they're in second place? No. Yes. Sorry. Yes. The Oilers win tomorrow, they'd be at least in second place, depending on what happens with Vegas tonight.
Yeah, it depends on what happens with Vegas tonight.
So still some possibilities, but it'll get a little clearer here over the next, what are we at, about 30 hours?
30 hours.
Yeah, by 10 o'clock tomorrow, we'll know. So that would be 31 hours.
31 hours.
Start the countdown clock, everybody.
Put a timer on
31 hours until we know the Oilers' playoff opponent and maybe even the schedule. No, Tom Gazzola didn't tell us earlier today. Tom Gazzola works here at Edmonton Sports Talk, hosts the GCLD's Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows, does the Oil Stream with Dustin Nielsen Monday and Wednesday, Friday, and is on the Hangout and does a variety of other work for us. He said the Oilers series will start Sunday or Monday. The only Western Conference series that starts on Sunday is Dallas and Mini. Now, you and I have been talking about this, looking at the schedule. Tomorrow, there are only Western Conference teams that play.
Right.
The NHL has said the playoffs will start Saturday, so that led us to believe that, obviously, Eastern Series will start on Saturday, but apparently Dallas, Minnesota could start Saturday as well.
And all the series in the East are set.
Oh, true. Yeah,
right?
Everybody knows where they're going.
There's no
movement. You can
movement.
book those flights.
The flights have been booked.
Yeah.
Airplanes.
You can call Marcy in
hotels.
accounting.
Yes. The team meal at Boston Pizza.
Yeah, well, that's where they eat.
Yeah, we need 38 Boston Brutes, please.
Yeah.
That was a classic.
We're going to pick them up on the way.
That was a classic bus stop in Airdrie on the way down to play in Calgary. Was stop at the Airdrie BPs. You didn't have a choice. You were getting a Boston Brute. Whether you loved or hated it, I really liked the Boston Brute.
Right.
Let's get you ready.
Pick them up and then you eat them on the bus.
No, you get in, stretch your legs.
All right. 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. That's how you text us. It's presented by River Cree Resort and Casino. Tap 25, 50% off the entire menu. All menu items, 50% off at Tap 25. That's 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. You can email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com, Jay at edmontonsportstalk.com. We love getting your limericks to that. And about anything. I don't know if we have do we have a topic today for the limericks we want to go with? A suggested topic? But we can think of a few things. We'll table this for the moment.
Let's
unless you have
table
something. And you can take us in a variety of ways to consume Edmonton Sports Talk. Audio streaming channels on iHeartRadio, on TuneIn Radio, and you can also get us on YouTube. Subscribe to the Edmonton Sports Talk YouTube channel if you haven't already. And of course, when you're on YouTube, click that thumbs up button.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
We want to get to at least 100 thumbs every show. We have a great streak alive doing that. So let's get to 100 as quickly as possible and then see how high we can go. Well, big thank you to everybody at Kids Sport Edmonton. The Bell in Scona. We had Kids Sport Bids for Kids last night. Also thanks to GS Construction, the presenting sponsor for that. Great night of fundraising of talking about, getting youth involved in sports. There was a father of some young athletes there. He was absolutely outstanding, telling his family story. We had a hot stove that I was a part of, along with Dustin Nielsen and Mark Connolly and Gene Principe. So we had fun answering some questions and telling some stories. Dustin told an all-timer about calling wheelchair basketball. I had never heard that story before. That was quite incredible what he witnessed. It was incredible what he thought he witnessed.
Yes, that's better.
What he witnessed was quite normal. Mm-hmm. What he thought he witnessed was miraculous. Is it posted on our? I guess I can give the Coles Notes version.
Yeah, give the Coles Notes, but it is on our YouTube.
Coles Notes version. Dustin's calling. Was it the Alberta game? I can't remember
Alberta
what it
Games.
was. Yeah. So he's calling wheelchair basketball, and unfortunately, one of the players got knocked out of his chair and stood up and righted the chair and went back in and sat down. And Dustin's like, well, this is the greatest thing that could ever happen.
It's a miracle.
And his color commentator, who was I think a wheelchair athlete or certainly knowledgeable in wheelchair basketball, was giving him like no, like don't mention it. Like, it's not worth talking about. And then explained to him at halftime, like, there are participants in wheelchair basketball who actually can walk or move their hands. And we've talked about wheelchair rugby.
Yeah.
And as you know, I mean, yes, some people do. I think in this case, it might have been a friend of a wheelchair athlete who was filled out the team.
Right.
But as and you and I, we've known people. My buddy plays wheelchair rugby. There are varying degrees of injuries or mobility impairment or whatever like that. Dustin did not realize that at the time and thought that this gentleman had been knocked out of his chair, and it was at that moment God decided to restore his ability to walk.
It was an honest mistake.
It was quite funny.
Made for quite a story.
So now, speaking of Dustin Nielsen, and we do have comments from Zach Hyman coming up. We got comments from Nick, from Coach Chris Knobloch. We'll look a little bit more at the playoff picture. Look, we are going to touch a little bit on the Chris Pronger stuff. I'm a little tired of it. Neither Jay and I are the type of people to lose our minds over things other people say or shots they might take, but he's a big name. It does involve little old Edmonton, so we will touch on it. We might have some reaction to Rick Bowness and the end of the season for the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Fantastic.
Jay loved it.
I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
Well, those are all things we're gonna touch on. I just found out shortly before the show, and I should bring this up because I hope Dustin Nielsen is tuning in right now, because I haven't had a chance to contact him directly.
Oh, haven't you?
I haven't had a chance to contact him directly. I feel like I don't know if you're going to take, it's up to you if you feel responsible or not. I don't know if you do. Or maybe I should just say we, all of us at Edmonton Sports Talk, we let Dustin Nielsen down. We let our boss, our CEO, our owner, our guiding light, our morning show host, we let him down. You know what we didn't know, and therefore we couldn't tell him, but we should have known this.
Oh, I think
unless he went and did this on his own and didn't tell anybody about it. But I think if he was doing this, he would have told everybody about it. On Monday, April 13th, so 2 days ago, the movie Tombstone was shown at the Metro Cinema at the Garneau, where we have the Estes every year. You and I have done shows from there.
Okay, then I'll.
You just were there for Mr. Goalie.
Yeah, but I'll say to the contrary. If you're such a fan,
I'm your huckleberry.
then how did you not know?
No.
Right? Like, I mean, if you're such a diehard Tombstone fan, you'd think you'd know if it was playing in Edmonton.
You'd get a notification on your phone.
Or you should be part of a fan club. You'd receive a notification.
You got it written on your calendar.
So, Reid, I'm sorry, I don't share your same.
Okay.
That this is our fault.
Okay.
I understand why you would think that, but I was just there on Saturday, so I probably should have noticed.
But it probably wasn't on the marquee. When I was driving to White Ave yesterday, I saw it on the marquee, but I didn't catch the date, and I thought, well, I got to tell Dustin Tombstone's playing at the Garneau, and then I forgot until today, and then I checked the date and realized it was already passed. This is Dustin trying to run to the Garneau in time to make the beginning of Tombstone. He's just crossing the high level now. Now there's that little slope up. It's tough.
Okay. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off then.
What?
Is Tombstone as legendary of a movie for you?
No.
I mean,
No.
neither.
And this is the thing.
But to each their own.
I agree, to each their own. To each their own, for sure. Like, there are movies I will say, I say it all the time, I like this movie. I don't know if it would be considered a classic. And sometimes I'll say, I know this movie is a classic.
Right.
It didn't work for me. But sometimes I'll say, that movie's a classic, and I think it's a classic. So when I talk about a film, like someone might say to me, hey, have you seen this? And I'll say, hey, you know what? I saw that. I thought it was about a 5 out of 10, but a lot of people consider this one of the greatest flower planting dramas ever made. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the Potsman I'm talking about, of course.
Of course. But then there's some instances where Dusty really likes Con Air.
Which is by no means a classic in any way. That's a guilty pleasure movie for Dusty.
It's not a classic, but I love Con Air.
Which is fine.
I'm not afraid to shout that from the rooftops.
Okay.
I like Con Air. If it's on, it's one of those movies I can't click by. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that, Shawshank Redemption, Goodfellas. I'm locked in. I'm sorry. My night's done.
Right, but I think deep down you would recognize in the history of cinema, the Shawshank Redemption and Goodfellas would have more historical and cinematic significance than Con Air.
Obviously.
Right.
I believe Shawshank.
Would Dustin realize that?
No, because, I mean, Dustin, he also believes it and he lives and swears by it on the daily, which makes me really believe he doesn't actually believe it as much as he does. But he thinks LeBron is the best player to ever play basketball. And I just think that's absurd. But that's his belief.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying there's not an argument for it. I could see how you could have a debate over it.
But I guess the question that maybe we'll have to bring this up with Dustin, has he seen enough films to realize that?
I think he's pretty...
Because what did Coop say about Marty Supreme? He's like, well, Marty Supreme should have won Best Picture. And we were like, Coop, okay, cool. How many nominees have you seen? And he was like, 1, Marty Supreme. Okay. And then 2 days later, he watched One Battle After Another, and he said, you know what? One Battle After Another is better.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Now, Double A is saying Con Air is not Shawshank or Goodfellas good.
No, nor would it be in that genre.
But as Reid said, it's a good way to summarize it. Is it is a bit of a guilty pleasure for me.
Which is fine. Yeah.
Well, Con Air for me was I didn't know it was a movie until I started working here and talking to Dustin Nielsen.
But you probably knew The Godfather was a movie.
For sure.
You probably
and
knew
watched
Citizen Kane was a movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
All-time movies.
Rosebud.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Rosebud.
Did you know Goodfellas?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah.
I've watched that before.
Yeah, and
coming
Con Air,
here.
yeah. I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
Coop.
Tombstone, I didn't even know what it was either, to be honest with you. Just
I think, Tombstone, like I saw it once. I think I thought it was fine. But if you love it, you love it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
We all have our own.
I mean, if they showed it at the Metro Cinema at the Garneau, they obviously thought enough people would go that they could make a couple dollars off it. Oh, is he texting us? Is he all upset?
No. He just said we have a meeting in his office tomorrow morning.
Oh, my goodness. All right. 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. We are going to get to... have to make sure there wasn't a mystery athlete today, but there wasn't a game. We're going to get to your afternoon headlines. They are presented by 100.3 The Bear. Stream them on iHeart today. This is Chet Palmer with your sports report. So office rocker Pronger is taking some swipes at good old E-Town. Hey, I just got a telegram from Kalo that he won't stand for it. At least I think that's what it says. It's written in Morse code. Old reliable Zach Hyman is back on the ice. He dishes out so many checks, he could be my brother-in-law's loan shark. Hoopsie doopsie tonight. The Warriors take on the Clippers. Clippers? Is this a basketball game or a hairdresser's convention? Hey, Jason Milne, is that styling gel in your pocket or are you just happy to see me? I'm Chet Palmer.
I knew the product was going to come out with the Clippers talk. Well, okay. Pronger, office rocker Pronger. I like that. Hopefully that's the last time we have to mention that. A telegram from Kalo. I believe that's, in reference to the fact that Kevin Lowe's response to said words from Chris Pronger came out on LinkedIn.
Right.
I find that to be the best part of this whole saga. If you want to call it a saga, call it a 24-hour saga. Because guess what? Tomorrow nobody's going to care.
Right.
But part of this 24-hour saga is that for Kevin Lowe's most recent defining moment, he chose to go to LinkedIn, the king of all social media platforms, LinkedIn.
I have a confession to make. Now, first of all, I'm not on LinkedIn. But until that, I didn't know you could post stuff like that on LinkedIn.
Yeah, you can.
I didn't know you had like your wall or whatever.
LinkedIn is Facebook adjacent.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's basically corporate Facebook.
But
yeah.
it's like, don't show me pictures of your child's 12th birthday. That's not for LinkedIn. But announcing charitable events and roasting former players that you were the general manager of, totally acceptable.
Rip City Step says Clippers is a boat, I think. Yes, the LA Clippers were originally the San Diego Clippers. Well, actually, weren't they originally the Buffalo Braves? I think that's the franchise history. Coop, can you check that?
Gotcha.
But yes, a Clipper is a boat. I realize they're not named after Clippers.
The Buffalo Braves in 1970.
And
Bob
then
McAdoo.
And then they became then they became the San Diego Clippers.
Oh, gosh.
Is that the
I lost
progression?
it. History. There we go. Yeah, Braves from 70 to 78, and then from 78 to 84, it was the San Diego Clippers.
And then they've been the LA Clippers ever since.
Yes.
Right. All right. Well, there we go. We learned something today, or perhaps verified something. Anyway, that was the afternoon headlines for 100.3 The Bear. Chet Palmer doing a great job, as always. All right, so we have our off-topic topic here. It's presented by William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best, can be is what they call the William Huff advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. So the Nielsen Show, 6 to 9 a.m. every morning on Edmonton Sports Talk. You can also get it simulcast on 95.7 Cruise FM. They have this young gentleman. He sits at the technical desk. His name's YouTube Trev. Now, YouTube Trev is, he's got some shticks that he does, that like he never pees and that he never blinks and stuff like that.
Oh, and that he only eats bagels.
That he only eats bagels, that he can do the splits on demand. Like, he's a funny guy. But I don't think he's joking about this because I think he's trying to set it up. He wants to get tased.
Now, do you know where this all came from?
No, I don't.
Okay, so the other morning, a group of Edmonton's
I was there for that, yes.
Yeah, they came in and as a civilian like the rest of us, at least me, I'm always enamored with their gear. Like, what you got on you? Ooh, what is that?
Right.
Checking out. They are
in your pocket.
What's in your pocket? They are officially police officers. I mean, they have the handcuffs.
for sure.
They have the weapons. They have the bar that will
the baton.
The baton. So Trev said he was also somewhat enamored with this, and then he confessed that part of this wonderment and amazement of the supplies that they carry was that they have a taser, and that he's never been tased, but he really wants to be tased. And have you ever been shocked, Reid?
Well, just when you touch a light switch or something. Just
have you been electrocuted?
Extent. No. Have you?
Yes, I've been tased.
That explains a lot.
Thank you.
When were you? What?
Reid, if I told the whole story and I named names, this would go viral, and it could affect a family, a very prominent family in Alberta and Canada's history. And I'm not joking.
Okay.
I was tased at a church family camp by, I'll just say this, by a son of a very prominent politician. I'll just say that, okay? Who thought it would be funny, who had a taser, one of those bolts.
So you didn't request this?
Heck no.
And you were not misbehaving?
No, it was a joke. He thought it was funny.
That's not funny.
That's not funny.
You could hurt somebody.
So you know the ones that are like a cattle prod?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he decided he'd jam that under like the back of my ribs and
Oh my
I
God.
freaked out.
How old were you?
Reid, I had to been 12, 13.
And was he around the same age?
No.
How old was he?
He was an adult.
How did
He was
Okay.
a young adult,
This is not good.
I would say.
You could ruin this person's life.
So my brother was there, and my brother lost his you-know-what on said individual for doing that. And then the party kind of dissipated. Like, it wasn't like we were at a church camp. Let's remember that. It wasn't a...
Did you see Jesus when you were tased?
Yeah, I saw a light.
So,
Yeah, I did.
that's not good.
It was just uncalled for. So I didn't know why or what. But, people think things are funny that really aren't funny. So I have been tased. Now, this is not the same level of electrons, I believe, that a taser that an officer has.
Right.
Because the officers have tasers that will shoot a prong at you and go into your skin. They'll pierce your skin.
Yeah.
So I don't know that Trev really knows what he's getting into.
Well, so here's the off-topic topic.
Okay.
Because I assume you're not going to reveal anything more about that individual or what happened.
Yeah,
What is something you had to talk a friend out of? Because I came into work today and I said, Trev, I hope this is just a bit. He's like, no, I'm trying to arrange it, but I don't think it can happen at the station. Like, I got to go to Tay's camp. And I was like, Trev, you're not doing it. Well, I don't know. I think I can do it. Like, it's okay. I think he's a bit on the fence about it, but leaning towards doing it. I don't think this should be allowed. I'm going to say this right now. If Trev goes through with the tasing, I may actually formally complain to Human Resources that this should not be
Really?
This should not be allowed to happen to one of our employees.
HR Daddy would hear about it?
Yep.
Wow. I would imagine Trev's listening right now. So why don't you, should we zoom in again? Have some words with Trev?
Well, somebody in the nasty chat with Jasmine just put an officer would be charged with assault to taser Trev for fun. I hope so.
Well, I
No,
wonder.
yeah.
He was talking to me about it, and I thought, okay, you couldn't do it here. That would be terrible on everything, right? I mean, if something happened here, so you would have to go elsewhere. But under what circumstances would they even allow that in EPS?
Well, I think,
I hope it's not. I hope
probably not.
I'm pretty
I
sure
would
that
say EPS would probably not do it.
an officer in training has to be tased throughout their training process. I think that's part of the gig.
Well, Trev's not an officer. He does have a mustache. He would.
What if
he
he,
look
if
very
he
good?
just started training as an officer in his off time, and this was part of the course?
I don't think he would. It's worth it to go through that just to get.
I just
tased.
don't see how you can just go somewhere and be like, yeah, here's my $50. I'm ready to be tased.
Yeah.
There's too many liabilities. Like, that is shocking your system.
Yeah. It's not good.
No. So
You're really
I'm
passionate
really
about this.
against this.
Yeah.
I'm really against this. I don't think I don't think it's funny. I don't think it should happen. I mean, if he wants to carry on the joke about it, I get it. I mean, you and I joke around, though we don't joke around about injuring each other or ourselves.
Yeah.
So anyway, what is something you had to talk a friend out of doing? So something like that, I don't know, skydiving, getting into a fight, whatever. Something you had to talk a friend out of doing is our off-topic topic for William Hopp. 780-218-9999, River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. You can post in the Nasty Chat on YouTube. If you have not already given us a thumbs up on YouTube, please do so. Once you've given us a thumbs up, then hit the share button.
Do you believe in life after love?
And send the show link off to some other people in your life and get them involved in the great Edmonton sports talk community. All right. What?
I don't know. Another story came to me.
About another time you got tased? No. Does it just happen to you all the time? People just walk up to Jay?
It was a time somebody tried talking me out of something.
Someone tried talking you out of something.
Yeah, and I did it.
You did it anyway.
I did it anyways.
Does it rhyme with carriage?
No. Jeez, Reed.
Well,
Reed. My gosh. No, it rhymes with Norm in the it doesn't rhyme with Norm in the
combine.
Oh,
I was told to not go to the CFL combine by somebody who, well, I'll just say it. It was by Ed Hervey.
Okay.
Who was playing in the league at the time.
Right.
We knew each other. We played basketball against each other. He came to Bears games. He knew about where how I played. I wasn't originally invited to the combine, but as normal, there's a couple injuries and then they try to fill the list in.
Okay.
And I was the last minute add-on. And as a kid, you're that age, you're like, oh my gosh, I get to go to the combine.
Sure.
Ed Hervey called me and said, do not go. I said, well, why? It's a combine.
Yeah.
People will see me. He says, you don't want them to see that part of you. He says, you'll be exposed.
Oh, my
He
goodness.
says, you're smart on the field, but you're not fast. Don't go. He's probably right. I shouldn't have went, but I did.
Something you had to talk a friend out of. I like this one from Nick in the Nasty Chat. Spending $377 on Upper Bowl playoff tickets.
Ooh.
Is that per game?
What was the cost?
$377
For what?
Upper Bowl playoff tickets.
Yeah, that's
How many
probably a single
games are you
ticket.
getting?
One probably ticket. Yeah.
Oh,
Hampton
that's lots.
Steve, this is a good one. Had to talk one of my friends out of jumping out of the hayloft of a barn. It was winter and he was sure that the snow would break his fall, except the snowpack wasn't that thick and it was covering up a bunch of ice and frozen ground.
Oh, jeez.
After about 15 minutes, we were able to talk him out of it and avoid a hospital visit. Well,
Yeah,
good
no
for you.
kidding. Jeez, yeah. That's the type of stuff we're looking for. All right. We have comments from Hyman and Knobloch and a look at the playoff picture for the Oilers in the Western Conference. We're going to get to that as we move along. Jay's play of the day in a few minutes, and we will have some thoughts on the Chris Pronger comments and the Kevin Lowe reaction when we get back. Here comes the Coop.
Zach Hyman hit the ice for Oilers practice. He's expected to be back in tomorrow's season finale against the Canucks. He's been out since April 2nd after going down against Chicago. And the Golden Knights are in action tonight against the Kraken. If they get a point in the game, they will claim the Pacific Division title. Currently 93 points for Vegas, leading the division. Edmonton 2 points behind the Golden Knights in second. The Ducks and Kings each have 90 points, 3 and 4 respectively. One game left for all four teams. Other action, the Lightning Rangers, they clash down in Tampa. The Leafs and Senators go toe-to-toe. We also have the Sharks matching up with the Blackhawks. And to the NBA, there's two playing games on tap. Clippers, Warriors tip off at 8 o'clock. Orlando and Philly also go at it to open the night at 5:30. And after picking up a win in extras yesterday to open the series, the Jays take on the Brewers. Once again, Dylan Cease gets the call for Toronto. Milwaukee countering with Chad Patrick. One game live. We're just wrapping up. Earlier in the majors, Cardinals beating the Guardians 5-3. The Red Sox also toppled the Twins 9-5. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. From custom homes to small renovations, Edmonton's top builders and contractors rely on Paramount Flooring. Their in-house team handles everything from selections to completion, keeping projects on track and on time. Visit their showroom open 7 days a week or find them at ParamountFlooring.ca. The Reid Wilkins Show continues after the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
Two guys and a goalie.
Dickinson has played his last game for the Oilers. Hired or fired. Going to be reevaluated here in a little bit.
Am I going to fire it? I think he'll
Find a
be
way
the
to
same player.
grind it
I
out.
don't know, but
Yeah.
I think he manages to get back there.
I think I'd also fire it because the contract's right. I think they'd like to have him back.
I was talking to Tommy and Hernan. The play of these guys, and these guys aren't going to be
Two
cheap.
guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We have what you're looking for. GD Liquidators is Edmonton's one-stop shop for new and used warehouse, office, and industrial items since 1987. You'll find what you want when you want it. Give us a call, visit us in store, or check out the monthly auctions at gdliquidators.com. 100% Canadian owned and operated. We have what you are looking for. GD Liquidators.
River Cree Resort and Casino proudly presents Revisiting Creedence. May 15th, the Creedence tribute you don't want to miss. Get ready for a powerhouse performance as the magic of Creedence lives on, delivering the iconic hits with unmatched pedigree, musicianship, and pure rock and roll energy. Don't miss a night of classic rock done right. Revisiting Creedence, May 15th at River Cree Resort and Casino. Must be 18 plus. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. You finished work early? Happy hour. You finished work because you accidentally hit reply all to the entire company? Big happy hour. Your boss said great job. Happy hour. Your boss said per my last email. Ugh, emergency happy hour. You finally closed the big deal. Happy hour. With a huge selection of ice cold drinks and great food, the Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for whatever just happened at work. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. It's 3:33 every weekday here on Edmonton Sports Talk. It is the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. He's Jay. I am Reid. Appreciate you checking us out. Zachary Kubish is at the technical desk. Oilers tomorrow against the Canucks. Vegas and Seattle tonight. We'll look at some of the implications of that game and maybe some other possibilities as we move along throughout the course of the show. Jeff Krushell is going to join us at about 4:40 this afternoon because he did a really interesting interview he has coming up on Crush Performance tonight.
Yeah, it's coming up tonight. He interviewed the CEO of Baseball Canada, Jason Dickinson. So we're going to catch up with him and find out, because we've talked about the Vince Carter effect in basketball in Canada, with basketball in Canada.
Right. What
effect did the Blue Jays run last year to the World Series have on registrations this spring, amongst other things? And I got to ask him about the automated ball strike system, the ABS system that's been brought in. Like, what are the results? What are people saying about it?
Yeah,
I like it, but I just like seeing when umpires are wrong and they get called out on the spot. It's fantastic.
All right, so he'll be coming up. We got our ski report from Marmot Basin a little bit later on. A whole bunch of things to get to. And I can tell you, we are in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Turn up the heat this April at the Canadian Brewhouse with our wing flavor of the month, spicy sriracha maple bacon. Sweet and spicy sriracha maple bacon saucy wings for the perfect balance of heat, sweetness, and savory flavor. Get them only for a limited time.
Isn't it Wednesday?
Yeah, it is Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. Is there something else in there about Wednesdays?
Nope.
I guess there's not.
There's not.
My apologies. There was at one point.
There was at one point. It's probably Wing Wednesday.
I think it's Wing Wednesday.
But we used to have, anyway. So, all right, we're going to touch on this because everybody wants to talk about it. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it. Of course, you're welcome to text in, email in, call in about it, whatever you want. So what did Chris Pronger do? Okay, so I started seeing stuff about this last night. First of all, there's an article in The Athletic. So he has a book coming out called Earned. And this article in The Athletic, what's the whole thing? Earned, the true cost of greatness from one of hockey's fiercest competitors. From Chris Pronger. The first line of the article. I know some of you have been waiting for this one. Here's the full story. The night I got traded to Edmonton, August 3rd, 2005, I'd gone to a friend's 30th birthday party and consumed a plethora of alcoholic beverages. I had a good buzz going on when I found out about the trade. And then he goes on to write from there. First of all, I'm going to dispute that first sentence. I know some of you have been waiting for this one. Here's the full story. No one I talked to in the city of Edmonton or in oil country has been waiting for this story.
No. It makes it sound like everybody's been, when's it going to drop?
Yeah.
When's he
going to talk about how drunk he was the night he got traded to Edmonton? So anyway, he goes to a bookstore with his wife. The clerk at the bookstore makes a snide comment about Edmonton. And this is also on a podcast with Brett Hull, and with the book propped up right in front of him, of course, the whole time he's doing the thing. And then him signing a 5-year deal while drunk, and then having to explain it to his wife in the morning, and then basically saying that he had to get out of Edmonton after that season. Yada, yada, yada. Kevin Lowe responded on LinkedIn. And hey, you know what? I don't mind Kevin Lowe doing that. And I love the part where he said basically Edmonton's a great place to live, and it's not a punchline. Mm-hmm. And I say good for Kalo. Kalo's a passionate guy. He loves the Oilers. He loves Edmonton. He defends things for and I never dealt with Kevin Lowe as he was the GM. By the time I got to be doing the job, he was not as involved. And then I sort of, when I would interview him, it was almost more of as an alumni or an ambassador type role. So that was my relationship with Kevin, or is my relationship with Kevin. But I appreciate, he was a very competitive person. I think we still see that. And he doesn't want something that he loves getting dirt kicked on it. I don't know how serious Chris Pronger is about all this stuff or whatever. But I say good for, I know we kind of were joking about Kevin putting it on LinkedIn, but that's the platform he wanted to use. And he said what he felt like he needed to say. So I say good for him in that situation. And I love that he put that, Edmonton's a lot of people's homes. It's not a punchline. And I haven't talked to Kevin about this. I don't know if he's going to do any interviews about it. But I mean, he was the GM through the era where it was like, oh yeah, nobody wants to go there. Oh, Edmonton's small market before the salary cap. Edmonton can't afford the big name athletes. There were concerns about the Oilers and other Canadian teams maybe not being able to exist. Yada yada. So he had to fight for players and the ways to find players and to get players for that 05-06 Cup run, though they did have a cap finally for that year. So I think that's where he's coming from. So I think if you look at it from that way, he can understand it. From Pronger's point of view, what's he trying to do?
Well, Reid, let me just tell you something. Guess when his book was released? I'm not even going to say the title of it. Guess when his book was released? Yesterday, April 14th. It came out on shelves.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Marketing, buzz, links, clicks, thumbs up, questions. Oh, maybe I should say something that'll drive people nuts. And think of the thousands of books that will be bought because of this. So, Chris Pronger, as much as you hate Edmonton, I got to give you kudos to this. You sold some books. You look like a kind of a jackass in saying that, but it is what it is. I thought I was a little drunk. I was a little buzzed. The constant reminder that he was under the influence when he was signing a major NHL deal is alarming. Okay. And to think that his name is, it's being attached to several GM spots in the NHL right now, or a few at least. I just found that to be a little bit alarming, to be quite honest with you. I agree, though, Reid. Good for Kevin Lowe. Good for him for saying what he felt. Because Chris Pronger said what he felt. Mm-hmm. And I get the sense that in that interview and during, especially the one that we watched on the Brett Hull podcast or whatever that is, that there was some fire being brewed up. There was some animosity that was being projected towards the deal sending Chris Pronger to Edmonton in general, which, by the way, I found it funny that a podcast that is based out of St. Louis is calling out Edmonton, as St. Louis is widely considered the armpit of America. So that in its own right, for St. Louis people to be calling out Edmonton as a place, it's funny. But yeah, I thought it was, look, he's just trying to sell books. Sure. Now, if you, I don't know how his sales are going to go in Edmonton, but I don't think he really cares, right? He's just trying to do what you do when you're trying to promote something, create a buzz, get clicks, get mentions, get in the news. And for better or worse, he's done that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, good. He's trying to sell books. And you and I might do it jokingly sometimes, but I try to avoid it in any serious type of way, like crapping on other cities or where people live or whatever is kind of, and I don't know if that's exactly if he meant it the way it came across, or if maybe we're overly sensitive to it because we live in Edmonton or near Edmonton, but just kind of like, okay.
Well, he's had a lot of time to dwell on it and think about it.
Yeah, true.
So you'd think that might calm things down, considering how the season went.
Yeah.
But I also saw that by the time October came around, end of October, he had already told his wife that they're not going to be here the following year, no matter how the season goes.
Right.
So, look, if you don't want to be in Edmonton, good. Go somewhere else.
Well, wherever you live. If you don't want to live there,
don't
you can move. Yeah.
It's your choice to live where you live.
Right, ultimately. Yeah.
Ultimately.
So, I mean, I think that's what we have to say on it. To me, this is not something we're going to do for a full show. We're not going to go after Chris Pronger. This is how we feel. We're expected to touch on it because we host a show, but neither you and I are gossipy or let's get outraged about everything type of people. This is what we would say if we were talking about over a beer.
Yeah.
And then we move on to the next thing we want to talk about.
Yeah. Two things that stood out to me. Good on Kevin Lowe for standing up for the deal for him as a GM and for the city of which he loves.
Right.
Okay. Secondly, not a great look for Chris Pronger. Didn't really come off as, if you were trying to look at his likability pre and post those comments, hard to say that meter would go up. But he's selling a book. He's made liquor, right?
Yeah.
We've had whiskey in here from them. He's written a book. He wants to sell it. Okay, that's part of the game, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right. Quick update here about last night's Kids Sport Edmonton Bids for Kids at the Bell and Scona, presented by EST and GS Construction. The on-site fundraising yesterday, from just the silent auction, the 50-50, the prize raffle, the cash call, enough was raised to get at least 70 kids in the city into their sport this year.
Oh,
they're still working on some final numbers, but that's what they're looking at. So that's
good
awesome
work.
stuff. Yeah. That's really cool.
Fantastic work. Great event. Great venue. I mean, if you haven't been to the Bell and Scona, if you're looking for a good date night, even just a place to go grab beers with your buddies.
Because the event space is upstairs.
Yeah.
So they have a good event space. You could, I don't know what it would be to rent, but you could look into that. And then, the restaurant or pub or whatever is on the main level.
Good vibes.
It's really cool. Yeah.
Nice people.
Great spot.
You could tell they're passionate about what they do and where they work.
Well, they were brewing beer while we were there.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Brewmaster was there.
Yeah. Was working hard. So,
Just want to say a couple things because Reid, as you know, okay, we're getting a lot of comments
that's
on it,
fine.
so let's address it. Gold medal Mark, love you guys, but this Pronger Low thing is a nothing burger. Seems to be the only thing I've heard about today. Well, that's why we're not going to spend much more time.
Yeah, we're not going back to it after this.
The full Jaunty. Oh my gosh, I was thinking I should buy Pronger's book. Good for Kalo. Thanks for setting me straight. Jason says I'm pouring out his whiskey right now.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah. And Brett P says, I'll never forget/forgive when Lowe labeled me and others as tier 2 fans. But this move of defending Edmonton helps redeem himself a bit, and I think more positively of him.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think we're going to bring it up again. But I can't remember the texter who said, I wish you guys weren't talking about it. Well, fair enough. It's the nature of talk radio. Not every moment on the show is going to be for everybody all the time. We thought we should, because it is one of those that has buzz. So I think if we didn't talk about it, people would be, I'm surprised Reid and Jay didn't at least touch on it. So we have. But again, it's not 3 hours of the show. There are other big stories like Zach Hyman coming back, like Oilers playoff positioning, which we are going to get into, and Jay's play of the day is coming up. But first, our buddy the Coop.
Zach Hyman returned to the Oilers for practice today. His First skate since being injured April 2nd against the Blackhawks. He's expected to be in the lineup tomorrow in Edmonton season finale against the Canucks. Meanwhile, the Golden Knights can clinch first in the Pacific if they get a point tonight against the Kraken. Vegas 93 points for them, leading the division. Edmonton 2 points behind the Golden Knights in second. The Ducks and Kings each with 90 points. 1 game left for everyone. Other action around the NHL: Lightning Rangers, they clash down in Tampa Bay. The Leafs and Senators go toe-to-toe out in Ottawa, while the Sharks match up with the Hawks. To the NBA, a pair of play-in games on tap tonight. Clippers Warriors tip off at 8 o'clock. Orlando and Philly throw down to open things up at 5:30. And after picking up a win in extras last night to open the series, the Jays and Brewers meet once again. Dylan Cease gets a call for Toronto, having Milwaukee counter with Chad Patrick. Also on tap in the majors, Royals Tigers will go at it. Angels will challenge the Yankees as the Braves and Marlins match up. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since 93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, they have plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. The conversation continues here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The oil stream.
Let's start with the positive. He's on the ice. He's skating with the team, taking a full morning skate. That's good. And listening to what he had to say, listening to what Chris Knobloch had to say, because Knobloch said that he anticipates Draisaitl's timeline to be sometime in round number 1. And then you listen to Leon, and he said it felt like it was something more serious than other stuff he's dealt with.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
The Blue Jays are back for their 50th season. Whether you're swinging for the fences or tackling backyard spring projects, get the space you need with Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of the Toronto Blue Jays. Try 4 weeks free today. Visit sentinelstorage.ca for details.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
River Cree Resort and Casino proudly presents Revisiting Creedence. May 15th, the Creedence tribute you don't want to miss. Get ready for a powerhouse performance as the magic of Creedence lives on, delivering the iconic hits with unmatched pedigree, musicianship, and pure rock and roll energy. Don't miss a night of classic rock done right. Revisiting Creedence, May 15th at River Cree Resort and Casino. Must be 18 plus. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
Goodwill is
one shopper, finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket, a deal, one donor, letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant,
learning,
trying,
building skills,
building confidence,
building a future.
One purchase, one donation,
one job, one choice.
Goodwill is
the power of one, the power of one, the power of one, the power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. It all starts with one.
Hockey on one screen, basketball on the next, soccer in the corner. And yeah, we've got UFC too. There's a reason we have this many screens. Because no matter what you're watching, it deserves the big moment. We don't pick sides. We don't pick sports. We put it all on. Cold beers flying. Game day eats landing. And the crowd's louder than your group chat. If it's on here. The Canadian Brew House. Our house is your house.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation. With options for every style and budget, open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
Okay, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. It's 3:51. Jason Milne, Reid Wilkins with you. We're here until 6 o'clock. We will have comments from Zach Hyman, from Chris Knobloch, and some comments from Chris Knobloch about Jason Dickinson that we really want to get to you, because he said he didn't have an update, but then he kind of did have an update. Jay's going to look into this because your ears really perked up when you heard it earlier today. So we will dive into that. If you're taking us in on YouTube this afternoon, please hit that thumbs up button. Let's get to 100 thumbs as quickly as possible. And remember to share the show link with other people as well. We do have all your Oilers coverage, pre and post, as we did all regular season long for every playoff game. Of course, we don't know the schedule yet. We expect game one for the Oilers to be Sunday or Monday. As you know, don't know if it's going to be home or away. Don't know the time, but our great Oilers coverage continues into the postseason, however long that lasts for your beloved hockey team. All right, let's get to this.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
Presented by Play Alberta. Make your bets count for you and for everyone else with the Play Alberta app, with hundreds of player prop bets on the biggest leagues: NHL, NFL, CFL, NBA, MLB, you name it. You're not just playing for fun, you're supporting your province. Play Alberta revenue helps fund Alberta programs and services.
Okay, well, for those of you that have been following along in recent weeks, even as recent as this week, I've been talking about a couple futures that I have, right, Reid? Mm-hmm. One of them being the Oilers to finish second in the Pacific, and one of them to be the Oilers over 92.5, Florida Panthers under 92.5. Now we'll see about that tomorrow, okay? But for tonight, this is a big game for the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm pretty certain that they want to get first in the Pacific. Mm-hmm. And why wouldn't you if you had the chance? Why would you leave something up to, take it out of your control? Tonight, they have the opportunity to beat the Kraken and take over the Pacific. Yep. They would be number one in the Pacific. And I think they're going to do it. I don't think Seattle, they even when they did have something to play for, they were falling off quite poorly. And the Vegas Golden Knights have something to play for. So I've got them, Vegas Golden Knights -1.5. That would also help my Oilers second in the Pacific play.
Oh, right.
So I'm kind of, I went for it last night.
And what happened last night?
Right. What happened last night? I had the Minnesota Wild to beat the Ducks. This is all in good vibes. Good vibes on the long-term futures play by Jay. So Minnesota beat the Ducks, and the lowly Vancouver Canucks beat the LA Kings in overtime.
Yep.
Cashed it. That was a big one. I think it was plus 440 or something like that. So tonight, we're going with Vegas Golden Knights -1.5, boosted to plus 109. You can find that at playalberta.ca. Click on sports, click on EST specials. You'll see that as well as other plays there. And Reid, always remember to use your game sense.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
And that is presented by Play Alberta. So what do we have? 2 nights left in the regular season. Some teams are already done. A couple teams still. Is Seattle the only team with still 2 to go? They're at 80 games played. Oh, San Jose, 80 games played as well. So all the playoff teams are decided. The 16 playoff teams are decided.
Mm-hmm.
And in the East, all the matchups are set.
Yeah.
So in the West, we got to decide 3 matchups still because Dallas, Minnesota is set.
Yes.
So 3 of the 8 matchups still have to be decided.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado will play Wild Card 2, and then the Pacific teams and we do. So basically Vegas, Edmonton, Anaheim, Utah, and LA. We're waiting to see how those line up.
Yeah, and if all 3 teams, if the Oilers win, if Anaheim wins, if the Kings win, nothing changes. And Vegas wins.
Yeah, if they all win out.
If everybody wins out.
Well, actually, if the Oilers win tomorrow, they're no worse than second.
Correct.
Right.
That's right. But I'm saying if Anaheim wins and the Kings win, Kings are still wild card too.
Right.
Just with their regulation wins being so low.
Right. So we'll talk more about this a little bit later on. I want to tee this up as well. On Friday, big playoff preview show, including our guaranteed to be correct playoff predictions. Now, we also will go back and look at how we did with our preseason predictions. Okay? Some parts of them pretty impressive. Other parts of them not so much.
When are we doing that?
We'll do that Friday.
Okay, I'm going to book that day.
You have time to get out of town. Yeah, time to take the bus out of town.
Well, not awful. But I do, just so everybody knows, I did have, and I put this out to the Nasties at that time, Reid. I asked for your preseason predictions, of which I have quite a few that we're going to discuss.
Oh, really? You saved some of the listener submissions?
Yes. Do you want me to tease one?
Yes, please.
Sure. Good friend of the show, loyal listener, loyal clicker, avid NBA fan, Rip City Step, had Alex Regula for the Calder.
Now, he may have been being cheeky.
He may
about
have been
that.
joshing, but it went down on the list.
But he put it in writing.
Hey, I mean, why not? At the start of the year?
Well, yeah, the world's full of possibilities.
Positive
it's all a
vibes.
blank slate.
There.
Oh, my goodness. 780-218-9999 is how you text us. The River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Don't forget to check out the River Cree mobile app. It's free to download. You can get exclusive offers and promotions, get show tickets, make reservations for hotel rooms and restaurants. It is safe, secure, and it is easy to use. Okay, we'll hear from Zach Hyman. We'll dive into the Jason Dickinson story as well. That's after the 4 o'clock break.
The Lock Shop.
Your boy Bones. I love what he had to say. I know you guys have said, what year was it when he kind of lost it on, was that the Blake Wheeler-led Jets?
Almost 3 years. I think that was April 28th, and that was his first year, and the Jets had sort of meekly bowed out of the playoffs, and he was frankly disgusted. Last night, he was like on the verge of tears. And I mean, that was a nothing game.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Wholesat, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Worksite ready, Western tough. Lamley's Workwear is calling all tradespeople, oil and gas crews, construction workers, farmers, and hard-working Canadians. Built for the job with quality craftsmanship, job site protection, and cowboy-worthy durability. Trusted brands like Airy at Work and Wrangler Rigs, designed for performance and all-day comfort on the toughest sites. No matter the season, Lamley's has the workwear you need. Shop the full range now at lamleys.com/work.
LAMMLES. Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Zach Hyman was on the ice for Oilers practice. He's expected to return tomorrow in their season finale against the Canucks. He's been out since April 2nd after going down against Chicago. Meanwhile, the Golden Knights can clinch the Pacific Division title if they get a point tonight against the Kraken. Vegas has 93, currently leading the division. Edmonton 2 points behind Vegas in second place. The Ducks and Kings each with 90 points. All 4 teams with 1 game remaining. Other action, the Lightning and Rangers go toe-to-toe. The Leafs and Senators drop the puck out east while the Sharks match up with the Blackhawks. To the NBA, there's 2 playing games on tap. Clippers, Warriors tipping off for the nightcap 8 o'clock start. Orlando and Philly also meet as they open the night at 5:30. And after picking up a win in extras yesterday to open the series, the Jays take on the Brewers once again. Dylan Cease on the bump for Toronto. Milwaukee countering with Chad Patrick. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. Hour 2 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Yeah. It's the glue guy, holding it down. You know the vibe. Friday night lights to early morning strides. Used to lace up the cleats, crowd screaming my name. Now I'm lacing up Nikes, but the hustle's the same.
Well, Jay, I just looked outside. It's just gross out today. My goodness. Isn't it April 15th today? We should be lying on accidental beach, not dealing with this.
I can't believe it's snowing in April.
No, I don't think it's ever happened before. I'm looking at the forecast.
Isn't it supposed to be hot?
13 on Sunday, 16 on Monday, 16 on Tuesday. Mine only goes a week ahead. I'm not looking at the 14-day. So that'd be all right. Even tomorrow, not great, 0. But then 8 on Friday, 9 on Saturday. Even like, we did this when it was really hot. We did the off-topic topic, like what temperature?
Yeah.
Like I think I had one of the lower temperatures. Like I would just take plus 18.
Yeah, I was at 23. That's my
low 20s for sure.
Happy space.
Like even that 16, I'm like, that's not bad.
Can I tell you something?
Please do.
Last night we had our flag football coaches meeting, of which I'm coaching 2 of my daughter's teams. Okay?
You're coaching?
I'm coaching 2 teams.
You're going to double up coaching?
Heck yeah.
Double duty.
Double duty.
Double duty Milne.
So we were informed that the county of Strathcona will not open fields until the 27th of April.
Now, is that much later than usual?
I don't really remember, recall prior years.
You don't keep a chart?
But the first games are May 1st and May 2nd. So you really...
Oh, you're diving right in.
Won't have time to practice. So guess what I'm doing?
Gym practice?
I'm hoping for this warmer weather.
Okay.
You've been to my house.
I've been to your property. I was not invited into the home. I was not invited into the home, everybody.
Oh,
Despite how he always accuses me of never wanting to go over for a sleepover, I was there and not invited in.
I've got a large front yard, right?
Yes, you do.
We're going to host practices at Coach Jay's house. We're going to get a leg up on the competition.
That's a really good idea, actually.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, you're smart.
Except it was snow covered again this morning. Damn it.
I know.
Come on, bring the heat.
But hey, this is why Chris Pronger's wife wanted out. She doesn't want snow on April 15th.
Yeah. Don't need a book.
She wants to be lying on the beaches of St. Louis.
Must.
Anyway, we were having some fun with that one. 780-218-9999 is how you text us the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Just to keep it fresh here, our off-topic topic for William Huff, something that you had to talk a friend out of doing. Inspired by YouTube Trev's apparent desire to be tased. So we had a couple good submissions earlier. If you have a story related to this, you can let us know. Something you had to talk a friend out of doing. Could be anything. Could be something risky, silly, whatever you think. Probably something we couldn't even imagine will get put in. I enjoyed the person who put in the chat earlier that he had to talk him out of spending several $100s on playoff tickets.
Yeah. Brandon from Windsor, I went through CBSA training in Rigaud. Sorry if I'm butchering that, Quebec.
Okay.
They removed cadets getting pepper sprayed because of the unsafe nature. Like they removed that part of the training.
They just said enough.
Said enough.
Can't do it.
And we were talking about guilty pleasure movies.
Yeah.
Dave from Ewell, our good friend at Ewell. But we have an announcement about that coming up at the playoff time, right?
Do we?
I think we do. Has something to do with Reid's Reid.
Oh, I can say it now. I don't think anything's stopping me from announcing it now.
Pop the top.
Reid's Reid, presented by Ewell, will continue into the playoffs, and now will be after both home and away games, not just home games.
Reid Wilkins, whoa.
More of me. Everybody's thrilled.
Hey, you're great on it.
This is everybody hearing that news.
Well, every game they get reaction from Reid. That's fantastic. Reid's Reid for Ewell. Yeah. We love it. Dave from Ewell says, my guilty pleasure is Thomas Crown Affair. And that's an unpopular opinion.
Sorry, say that again?
His guilty pleasure movie is the Thomas Crown Affair.
The original or the Brosnan remake? Jay's
when was the original?
Jay's just like, you are such a nerd.
No, I'm not.
I think it was from the 60s.
Well, yeah, yes. But in a good way, in a loving way. It was in the 60s. Well, Dave's my age, so I'm assuming the remake.
Right. Oh, Mex Bezzosa says there's a new one with Michael B. Jordan. Okay. Sheesh in the nasty chat says Ekholm's wife can't get enough of Edmonton. Win some, lose some. LOL. Yeah, I mean, of course. Like, go live where you want to live and enjoy it. Do you think? Okay, I said we're not. We touch on this every once in a while, and I think other cities in Canada can say this. Certainly, our friends in Winnipeg, we have a close relationship with Huss and everybody at Winnipeg Sports Talk. Probably, I'm going on Regina Radio tomorrow. They texted me the Green Zone CJME.
Nice.
At Regina, Jamie Nye, former Ched colleague. And I got a message from his producer saying, "Hey, can you talk about the Oilers playoff and the low Pronger feud?" I'm like, okay, like Regina gets it. It's like there's certain cities in Edmonton or in Canada for some reason where it's just like, oh, let's make fun of them. Any opportunity.
Right.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Good for you, I guess. Like, there's a point where it's like, I'm not going to fight every battle.
I mean, it's right up at the top of the playbook if you want to sell a book.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
So, which you'll do. So anyway, just a little extra thought on that. We do have the Oil Understood presented by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel! Understood. So, Zach Hyman participating in practice today. Now, we should clarify, this should not come as a surprise, because ever since he went out earlier this month, Knobloch had been saying he should play one of, if not both, of the final two regular season games. He didn't play Monday. He will play tomorrow against Vancouver. The lines today, McDavid with Savoie and Hyman, Nuge with Podkolzin and Roslovic, Szymanski with Doc and Frederick, Henrique between Lazar and Kapanen, Draisaitl, Howard, and Michaels skating as a line. Draisaitl, of course, probably not going to be back until during the first round. So Hyman will indeed return, and he had these comments on having to miss a little bit of time.
Never easy to sit out and to not play games. So something that was lingering, and just wanted to get it taken care of. It was getting worse, and now it's better, or getting better, and it feels good.
Yeah, and what was a lot of it here? This is not something that seemed to be overly serious. Knobloch said if it were the playoffs, he'd probably play. You got an opportunity to maybe get him a little bit of rest, where you probably weren't going to fall out of the playoffs without him. So they've done that, and Hyman will be ready to go. I mean, he was just a hitting. Didn't he have double digits hits in many of the playoff games last year?
Yeah.
Like he was just absolutely crunching everything, and he's ready to bang it up again in the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, the playoffs, it's different. You play against the same opponent every night. When you're being physical, when you're hitting, obviously there's a toll that it takes on your body, but it's reciprocal, and you can make a hit in the first couple games, and you can see the result in game 5 or 6 with a turnover, or someone's tired, or whatever the case may be. You can just outwear the other team, and I think it's important, no matter who you are, that you elevate your game in the playoffs and find a way to do something more, and The physicality part is something that I added recently.
Well, we know Hyman's a great all-around player. He was a force last season in the playoffs, certainly hurt the Oilers when he went out.
111 hits. He led the 2025 NHL playoffs with 111 hits. By the Western Conference Final, he had averaged over 7 hits per game, a massive increase from his 0.8 hits per game in the regular season. That's a man on a mission.
Yeah.
Like that's not, no, that's on purpose. That's a person with intent, and hopefully that version of Zach Hyman returns.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. So awesome to have him ready to go. Now, Draisaitl, as we know, probably not ready until during the first round. Jason Dickinson not on the ice today. Okay? When Knobloch had been asked about Dickinson before, he kind of just said no update. So today, Knobloch was asked, do you have any more information on Jason Dickinson?
No, same situation right now.
That you won't know until he gets back on the ice, I presume, to see how he is.
Yeah, we're waiting till after season, after Thursday. He'll sit with the doctors, whether that's Thursday night or Friday, and then we'll have an idea exactly what's best for him and if he's ready to play. He's itching to get back in the lineup, and trust me, I want him in. We'll just see if it's available.
So what do you think hearing that, buddy? Do you want me to roll it? Well, you can talk about it and then we'll roll it again. We should roll it again. But
I just, what really stood out to me is that they're going to sit down with doctors, training staff after the season. So tomorrow night, Friday morning, whatever it may be. But what he said that caught my ear was that you have a player who is itching to get back in the lineup.
Yeah.
Okay. So to me, and I might be completely wrong, but to me, that's news. To me, that's saying this is a player that wants to play. Is it best for him to play now? Is the medical staff going to say, no, you should sit out a little longer? But I guess, okay, go ahead and play it again. And you tell me what you think, Reid.
No, same situation right now.
That you won't know until he gets back on the ice, I presume, to see how he is.
Yeah, we're waiting till after season, after Thursday. He'll sit with the doctors, whether that's Thursday night or Friday, and then we'll have an idea exactly what's best for him and if he's ready to play. He's itching to get back in the lineup, and trust me, I want him in. We'll just see if it's available.
So the words he's using is that he's itching to get back into the lineup, which would indicate to me that this isn't something that's 6 to 8 weeks. I guess it's enough that they don't want him practicing right now, but it doesn't seem as if it's something long-term if he's itching to get back into the lineup. I think if he had a broken leg or whatever, he would know, well, yeah, I'd like to play, but I simply can't.
Mm-hmm.
It is interesting, though, if it's not that serious, how come he hasn't skated? So I'm still wondering about game one, whether that be Sunday or Monday.
Well, I mean, I did hear Derek Van Diest on EST Afternoons with Hernan and Joaquin suggest that maybe there's still swelling that's limiting him.
Right.
And that they want that swelling to go away completely before they can properly assess what's happening under the swelling.
Yep.
But I don't know. I just to me, that's positive what Coach Knobloch said today.
Right. I think so. It sounds like if he's not available for game one, maybe he could come back during the first round as well. I would hope.
If he's ready to go for game one, Reid, I mean, the spirits of Edmonton Oilers fans would certainly be lifted.
Well, an important player,
and
right?
And just let's be reminded of the day that trade came down, right? Okay, it wasn't earth shattering, right? It wasn't, oh wow, Bowman really got one over there. I mean, the most discussed portion of that trade was that Andrew Mangiapane was going the other way.
Right.
It wasn't that Jason Dickinson's coming to the Oilers.
That's the trade he was in?
It was that. Yeah, that was, right? Because Connor Murphy they did first, and they didn't do the Mangiapane there.
Okay.
It was Jason Dickinson
I've forgotten already which
Colton Dach.
Yeah.
So turns out that this turned out to be a player that the Oilers, that forward group definitely needed.
Yeah. So what do you think if Dickinson's back? So let's say Dickinson comes back before Draisaitl. Do you then put Nugent Hopkins back with McDavid and Hyman, or do you think Savoie is up there for the time being?
I'm not. Savoie's outplayed Nuge as of recent, has he not?
Well, probably, yeah.
I mean, now that's not a slight on Nuge. I'm just saying that's the reason I would keep Savoie where he is. I also think Nuge is quite valuable as a second line center. He can help drive that line. And yeah, then you would reunite Dickinson, Frederick, and Doc. The nursery rhyme that keeps on giving.
You think Szymanski might pop down, and then you got Henrique or Lazar probably coming out of the lineup?
Do you think Szymanski would not come out of the lineup? Or has Szymanski also elevated his play?
I think Szymanski is ahead of Henrique right now.
Even in playoffs, where Henrique has the playoff experience.
Probably.
Really?
Well, the way they ran the lines today, Szymanski was third line center and Henrique was fourth.
True.
Now, this is assuming no one else gets hurt, yada, yada, yada.
Well, and maybe Szymanski has been a bit of a placeholder for the eventual return of Jason Dickinson. So that the other lines are rolling the way that they would.
Right.
We're obviously... we don't know.
There's a lot of what ifs, but if Draisaitl and Dickinson are both healthy, does that bump Henrique and Lazar out of the lineup? Or does it bump Szymanski and Henrique out of the lineup?
Well, you know how I feel about Curtis.
Well, I guess you can. There'd probably be a rotation.
You'd probably have them
based
coming
on
in
opponent, how they're playing.
Exactly.
But at this point, Doc's not coming out.
Can't.
And quite frankly, at this point, Frederick's not coming out.
No.
I know it's Frederick's offense hasn't been there. There's more pace to his game now and more physicality.
About 7 hits more to his pace per game.
Right.
He's using his body. He's asserting himself. That whole line's been asserting themselves. And I just love the way that Doc has been playing here.
Yeah, he's been good.
Return.
He's been, what do we say? Like, he's a noisy player.
Yeah.
Right? She edits in the Nasty Chat says, load management, Reid, load management. Okay, so I was wondering about something earlier today. So who is it? Hintz that's going to be out for a little bit for the Dallas Stars? So I'm wondering, so next year we're going to 84 games. Mm-hmm. Well, the NHL is going to 84 games. Now, yes, there will be playoff races. With these races in the East, within the Western Conference, there'd still be a lot of things up to grabs.
It says here that Hintz will be out for games 1 and 2.
Okay, I thought it was going to be longer than that.
For this, that's what they've confirmed versus the Wild. So what do you suggest?
I'm just saying, and she says, like, remember last year the Oilers had some guys sitting out. Yeah, because McDavid missed some time, Draisaitl missed some time. We weren't sure how badly some of them were hurt. But I wonder, could load management ever set in the NHL earlier in the season? I know hockey doesn't have that mentality, but adding 2 more games, like, could GMs or coaches look at this and say, okay, we're going to get to game 78, and either we're going to be like Colorado and we have it wrapped up, or our last 6 games, 8 games are going to mean a lot. Doesn't matter if it goes to 82 or 84. We need to be healthy for the last 2 or 3 weeks going into the playoffs. You know what, Booger? You're sitting out tonight, November 12th in Washington, because we just played in Carolina last night, and then we got to get on a plane, and we play in Tampa Bay in a couple of days. You're going to miss this one.
I really
Do you
don't
ever
know,
think that
Reid.
would come into hockey?
I really don't know. I guess now that's part of the NBA. Is load management.
Right.
I mean, our very own Dustin Nielsen experienced that. well, I guess LeBron was nursing an injury, but, would it be something like, okay, when we go down to the, on the Florida road trip, where, they don't usually have that much success on that Eastern road trip. Do you say that's a time to sit out your superstars anyways?
I don't know. I think hockey doesn't have the mentality. Players don't want to do that. In the NBA, it's become a little more accepted. Maybe some of the races in the NBA aren't as close. I don't know.
Well, and it really does ultimately at the end of the season come down to where you are placed. I mean, Colorado.
Well, they sat Lehkonen out the other night. Has absolutely no bearing on their seeding.
And Manson, who could have played. Makar could have played. Makar, we had
Connor was on.
Connor McGahey on. And he said, no, Cale Makar could have played.
Sure.
But why? You don't need to.
Right.
That's a time and instance where, yeah, of course you're going to sit out some of your players who are going to log big minutes if you're going to go on a deep run.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. With the addition of 2 more games, does that change things that much?
No, I don't want to act as if I'm overreacting to 2 more games. I'm just wondering if at some point GMs are going to say, okay, so look at this. Look at the standings, Jay. If the season were to go to 84 games, Colorado's still fine, right? Dallas and Minnesota would still be locked in. So you're either going to be a team that by game 75 is fine. If you're in a race in game 75, you're going to be in a race in game 75 whether you're going to 82 or 84. That's when you really need to be firing. So if a GM looks at it and says, okay, I think we're a down to the wire team. So I'll give a guy a night or 2 off in January. So we're full throttle in late March and early April. That's kind of what I'm saying. If they're saying, if we're a bubble team anyway,
but the
you
thing
know
is,
what I mean?
Do injuries and reasons that players are sitting out right now come from they're just tired?
Well, no, probably
it comes from
not.
injury.
It's just another chance to get injured, right?
Right. So it's
okay. So maybe if they're dealing with something mid-November,
sure, maybe you extend it.
You say, look, Joey,
it's a marathon, not a sprint.
This is a 7 to 10 day injury. You're taking 10.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're telling you right now, you're going to miss 4 or 5 games, not just the 3. We know you want you to come back because we don't want this to linger if we need some wins on April 12th, 10th, and 14th at the end of the year. Maybe that's, yeah. Thanks for clarifying what I was trying to get at. Here's me trying to explain my point.
The Terry the Turtle treatment.
Edmonton Sports Talk is presented by Play Alberta. Why limit your choices when you can have it all? Play Alberta, your go-to app for casino games, sports betting, and lottery, all in one place with easy access to real money games. You can enjoy everything Alberta has to offer right at your fingertips. Download Play Alberta now and start playing today. What's your play of the day?
Vegas Golden Knights -1.5. So they have to win by 2 or more goals against the Kraken tonight. Reid, I know we got to get out, but
we can do a texture.
Yeah, what do you think of this? This comes in from an unnamed textor. Please text me back if you want me to add your handle. 780-218-9999. Boys, if he's itching to play, this is talking about Jason Dickinson
for sure.
and Coach Knobloch's comments. If he's itching to play, that means he just wants to play hockey. Doesn't mean that his injuries are any worse or any better, just that he wants to play hockey.
Yeah, no, I get that. I guess I'm just saying the way I interpret what Knobloch is saying. And I could be wrong. That's fair. Any injured player would say, I want to play. If a player hears you're out for 12 weeks, he's thinking, I'll be back in 11. That's the nature of players. I just think the way Knobloch worded that and how he hasn't really said much else about it before is that this seems to be an injury that maybe isn't going to keep him out weeks or months. That once he gets through a couple days and he can start skating again, then maybe he'll be fine. That's just how I'm interpreting it. I'm not disagreeing with the point that person is making for sure.
Okay, but
that's just the way I interpret what Knobloch is saying.
And thank you for that comment. It's a totally fair comment. But the way I interpret it is that why would the head coach of the Edmonton Oilers suggest that a player is itching to get back on the ice if he knows that this is something more serious?
Right. That's again, you're summing it up better than I am. Here's the clip again. Or sorry, do you want to finish first?
Go ahead.
No, same situation right now.
That you won't know until he gets back on the ice, I presume. So see how he is.
Yeah, we're waiting till after season, after Thursday. He'll sit with the doctors, whether that's Thursday night or Friday, and then we'll have an idea exactly what's best for him and if he's ready to play. He's itching to get back in the lineup, and trust me, I want him in. We'll just see if it's available.
Yeah, I
don't see them coming out tomorrow or Friday morning saying, yeah, Dickinson's out 4 to 6 weeks.
Or we'll see him in the fall. Yeah.
Right. Like season's over.
Maybe we're wrong. And that texter makes a good point. I'm just saying from what I'm hearing there from Knobloch, it made me think like, Oh, okay. So Dickinson maybe could play fairly soon. But that texture is right. A player is always going to think he can maybe play sooner than he can.
Sure.
But it's
human nature as an
I think if Jason looks down at his foot and it was dangling off his leg, barely attached, he might be itching to play, but he would know that he's not playing that soon.
Yeah, that summarizes, I think, where we're both at.
Right. You can email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com, Jay at edmontonsportstalk.com. If you have us on YouTube this afternoon, remember to subscribe to the Edmonton Sports Talk channel if you haven't already. Also, click that thumbs up button, 22 thumbs to get to 100, and then we move into gravy territory after that. All right, here comes the Coop.
Zach Hyman hit the ice for Oilers practice. He's expected to be back tomorrow in their season finale against the Canucks. He's been out since April 2nd after being sidelined against Chicago. And the Golden Knights can clinch the Pacific Division title tonight if they get a point against the Kraken. Vegas currently with 93 points leading the division. Edmonton 2 points behind Vegas in second place. The Ducks and Kings each with 90 points. One game left for all four teams. Around the NHL, Lightning, Rangers clash down in Tampa. Leafs, Senators go toe-to-toe in the Sharks matchup with the Blackhawks. To the NBA, 2 games, playing games on tap. Clippers, Warriors tip off at 8 o'clock. Orlando and Philly also throw down opening the night at 5:30. And the Jays take on the Brewers game 2 of their 3-game series, picking up the win yesterday. It's Dylan Cease getting the call for T.O., having Milwaukee counter with Chad Patrick. Few teams warming up currently. Royals, Tigers about to go at it. Nationals also matching up with the Pirates in a second. And at that same time, the Giants will go at it against the Reds. This sports update is brought to you by Saga Reid Sport Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at SagerReidSportMed.ca to book an appointment. Today, the show continues after the break. Here in Edmonton Sports Talk, I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Jamie McLennan.
I think Ingram's done a really good job, and what he needs to do is just continue to play and play solid and give them an opportunity to win and maybe win rounds. And if he does that, then the narrative around him is this guy gives them an opportunity. He's given them a lot of quality starts, and that's all you can ask for. You know, whether you win or lose, he has to give them a chance to win, and he's been doing it.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Must you click? Click. Must you click?
All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. We are in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Skip the couch and get in the game at the Canadian Brewhouse. Every puck drop, every goal, every roar, ice cold drinks, wall-to-wall screens, and the best fans in town. The Canadian Brewhouse is the place to be. Yes, the Oilers will be in the playoffs for the 7th consecutive year, starting Sunday or Monday. That was reported by our own Tom Gazzola earlier today. Opponent to be determined. We are narrowing that down. We're going to discuss that here. And, of course, portions of this hour are presented by Lamley's, built for the job, made with quality craftsmanship and designed for job protection with cowboy-worthy durability. Lamley's workwear combines safety with all-day comfort, featuring brands like Ariat Work and Wrangler Rigs, designed to withstand tough conditions and deliver performance across every job site. Visit lamleys.com/work to see how Lamley's can make your workday better.
LAMMLES.
All right. So, what do we have here, Jay? Let's look at my trusty sheet of paper.
Ooh, I love this piece of paper.
What do we have tonight? Tonight's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Vegas against Seattle. So Vegas gets a point. They're first in the Pacific. Nobody can do a thing about it.
Nobody can touch them.
Can't touch them. They're MC Hammer all of a sudden. Was that his song?
Can't touch this.
Yeah. So home game against Seattle. Vegas 93 points. Edmonton still in second place. Edmonton has 91 points. Anaheim lost last night 3-2 to Minnesota. So Anaheim with 90. LA also with 90. They just got a single point last night, 4-3 overtime loss to Vancouver. Didn't DeBrusque get the game winner?
Yeah.
Local guy.
How many times can the Los Angeles Kings drive a game to overtime?
What are they up to now? Is it 34 or 35? It's a lot. It's in the 30s.
Let's see here.
I think that might be 34 now. Do you have it handy?
No.
Okay. It's lots.
It is. Yeah. Well, they have 22 regulation wins.
Right.
Which is...
That's quite poor.
It's quite poor. Only Chicago and Vancouver have less in the West.
Yeah, some of the teams that have more regulation wins than the Kings, who are nowhere near a playoff spot. I mean, the Florida Panthers, for example, have 31 regulation wins. They have 8 fewer points than the Kings, and in the East, they're going to miss the playoffs by 15 points, maybe more. So, yeah. So LA and Anaheim both have 90 points. Anaheim plays at Nashville on Thursday. That's tomorrow. Also tomorrow, LA plays in Calgary. So here's the thing. If the Oilers win tomorrow, they will have home ice advantage in the first round, right? If the Oilers get a point tomorrow, they will finish second in the division because Anaheim and LA do not have the tiebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
If Vegas loses in regulation tonight and the Oilers win tomorrow, the Oilers would get first place. I believe that is the only scenario in which the Oilers can get first in the Pacific. Vegas has to lose in regulation, and then the Oilers win in any fashion, old-fashioned, against Vancouver tomorrow. Now, the things that could really mess this up is if the Oilers do not get a point tomorrow. If the Oilers come out and stink against the Canucks and lose in regulation time, and both Anaheim and LA win, then all of a sudden the Oilers are the wild card team. And would have to play Colorado. Now, if the Oilers lose and only one of Anaheim or LA win, then the Oilers would be third. Right? Because Vegas would stay first Anaheim or LA would jump over the Oilers. But if one of Anaheim, LA, or LA lost, even in regulation or overtime, Edmonton has the tiebreaker. So Edmonton would then be third.
They'd have to win outright, right? Anaheim or LA?
They actually have to have more points than the Oilers. So that's why if the Oilers lose in regulation tomorrow...
So the Kings are going to go to overtime no matter what. So
probably going to get at least a point. Right. So it seems to me, Jay, the most likely scenario is that the Oilers stay in second place. You don't have to expect Vegas to beat Seattle tonight?
You would, but since there's so many people here at EST on it, you wonder, at least according to Baptized Big Uke. Just bugging you, buddy. Yeah, I think they're going to beat the Kraken. They have something to play for.
And then the Oilers would just need... But the most fun thing to be, for me, for the game to really have a vibe tomorrow at Rogers Place would be for Vegas to lose in regulation time. Then you still go into tomorrow's game with any spot 1 through 4 being in play for the Oilers in the Pacific Division.
Bonkers.
But if Vegas loses in regulation tonight, then the Oilers just have to beat Vancouver, and then they are first place. And they'd be playing who finishes lower between Anaheim and LA. Okay, so it could be Edmonton and LA.
Of course it could.
Okay, but
all it takes is Anaheim to lose.
But if Edmonton
and LA to win.
But if Edmonton wins the division and LA is fourth, Edmonton gets Utah, not LA.
Reid, if Anaheim loses and the Oilers lose and the Kings win,
it's LA Edmonton.
LA Edmonton and LA has home ice.
Right.
This is seriously in play.
Right. And if Vegas, Edmonton, and LA all win, then it's Edmonton, LA, and Edmonton has home ice.
And Anaheim has to take on Colorado.
Right. So an Edmonton-Vegas first-round series is out of the question. Because Vegas will finish first or second.
That's correct.
And if the Oilers finish fourth, Vegas is getting Utah, not Edmonton in the Wild. Have we covered off enough of this?
So Anaheim has Nashville. Is in Nashville tomorrow?
Anaheim is at Nashville, yes.
Okay, and LA is at Calgary.
And Anaheim has the tiebreaker on LA. So if everybody wins, Vegas, Edmonton, Anaheim, LA all win, then it's Edmonton, Anaheim in the first round, and Edmonton has home ice advantage, right?
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
If Edmonton loses in regulation and only one of LA or Anaheim wins, Edmonton's third going to that other team.
Correct.
Right. And then if Vegas loses and Edmonton wins, Edmonton's first, and they're playing Utah. So the first round opponents now are either Anaheim or LA or Utah. Vegas cannot be a first round opponent. Right?
Yeah.
Vegas can no longer be a first round opponent for the Oilers.
It's head scratching. I mean, it's just, there's so much riding, even on tonight's Vegas game. That's going to have a lot to say about tomorrow.
Yes.
Right? I mean, if Vegas wins tonight, okay, then, but there's still some stink on that game tomorrow night, Reid. Because you still need to go out and win that game, or at least get to overtime. I don't know how you play for overtime.
Well, you need a point.
But if they get to overtime, then it's enough said. It's over. The Oilers are going to be in second in the Pacific.
Right.
Because they have the tie break and regulation wins over Anaheim and LA.
Yes.
I can't believe it's coming down to the last game.
It's fun.
Fantastic.
Connor's going to get 50 tomorrow as well.
Oh, what? Hold up.
He'll get not 50 goals in one game. He'll get this.
I know what you're saying.
You believe it's going to happen too, don't you?
I know, but usually when you have these feelings, I like to make it a play.
Okay. Well, you can do that tomorrow.
Hold on to your thoughts.
David to get 1.5 plus goals tomorrow? Why not?
That'd be all right.
So anyway, it's still muddy, but it's clear. It's clearer than before because we know Vegas cannot be a first round opponent. And we also know that if the Oilers win tomorrow, they will have home ice advantage in the first round. For sure.
Yes.
All right. So
and to be clear, we know that Nashville, San Jose, St. Louis, Winnipeg, Seattle, Calgary,
all the teams that are
Vancouver
out,
have been eliminated.
Yes, we do know that. 780-218-9999 is how you can text us. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Tap 25 has their happy hour Sunday to Thursday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. $5.25 drinks, all beers, including bottle and draft, import and domestic, select premium well highballs, and select premium wine served at Tap 25, Onyx, and on the casino floor. Available Sunday to Thursday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Okay, great baseball story coming up here with our buddy Jeff Krushell from Crush Performance. He's going to join us on the Oil Country Towing Video Hotline when we get back.
Zach Hyman was on the ice for Oilers practice and will play tomorrow in Edmonton's season finale against the Canucks. He's been out since April 2nd after going down against Chicago. And the Golden Knights can clinch top spot in the Pacific Division if they get a point tonight against the Kraken. Currently with 93 points, Vegas leads the division. Edmonton 2 points behind them in second place. Ducks and Kings each with 90 points respectively. Third and fourth in the Pacific. 1 game left for all 4 teams. Other action, the Lightning. Rangers clash down in Tampa Bay. Leafs and Senators go toe-to-toe, and the Sharks match up with the Hawks. To the NBA, there's 2 play-in games on tap. Clippers-Warriors tip off at 8. Orlando and Philly throw down to open the night at 5:30. And after picking up a win in extras yesterday to open the series, the Jays take on the Brewers once again. Dylan Cease gets a call for CO. Milwaukee countering with Chad Patrick. Underway right now in the majors, 4 games live. Royals, Tigers, runless, top of the first. All 3 other games in that same scenario. Nationals taking on the Pirates, Giants at Reds, while the Cubs and Phillies are matching up. Jeff Krushell next up on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The EST Hangout.
There's a lot of people that are still hurt about that.
I am so hurt.
They're still hurt about 06.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
part of what happened in 06, you went on this magical run, this wonderful couple of months. It was crushing. And then days after you are dealing with this Game 7 loss, your best player is asking to be traded.
Man.
What the hell is happening?
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey, Dad. I'm coming home from university.
Before they come back from school, get extra space with Sentinel Storage. Affordable and convenient storage solutions. Try 4 weeks free. Plus, students save 10% on rental. Visit sentinelstorage.ca for details.
Goodwill is
one shopper, finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket, a deal, one donor, letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant,
learning,
trying,
building skills,
building confidence,
building a future.
One purchase, one donation,
one job, one choice.
Goodwill is
the power of one, the power of one, the power of one, the power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. It all starts with one.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Hey, Dad. I'm coming home from university.
Before they come back from school, get extra space with Sentinel Storage. Affordable and convenient storage solutions. Try 4 weeks free. Plus, students save 10% on rental. Visit sentinelstorage.ca for details.
Appreciate you tuning in this afternoon along with Jason Milne. I'm Reid Wilkins, 3 to 6 p.m. every day on Edmonton Sports Talk, edmontonsportstalk.com. is our website. You can find out about all our shows and some of the friends of EST there as well. And we had a friend of EST standing by on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team. Fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. From Crush Performance, it's our buddy Jeff Krushell checking in. Jeff, it's Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
Reid, Jay, good guys. Hey, listen, I have a vision after that last conversation. I can't wait to get down to the studio. I know exactly what's happening in that conference room back there. You guys have a war board with different colors, yarn, connecting all the teams, who's going to win, who's going to play. It is absolutely bonkers, isn't it? That's incredible.
Well, and as we were saying, next year, 84 games. So if at this time next year, we'll still have another week or week and a half to sort it out. And some of the teams that are eliminated will still have a chance to make a run. Yeah, but it's fun, but it is narrowing down for sure.
Yeah. Right to the wire. I love it.
You, as everybody knows, you have your podcast on as Friends of EST, which is airing tonight, the latest episode, where I believe you interviewed the CEO of Baseball Canada, Jason Dickinson. Without giving away too much, what can our listeners expect to hear tonight?
Yeah, the great conversation, guys. And I was actually intrigued about this one because I remember talking to the guys back in 2015 when the Jays made that run, and there was just a huge bump in registration at the youth levels of the game. So now I was thinking, after this last incredible playoff run that they had, second year in a row, I was thinking to myself, what does registration in Canada look like right now? And so I thought I'd check in with Jason. And guys, it is off the charts. They have a waiting list for minor league baseball right now. Isn't that incredible?
Wow. This is across the country?
Coast to coast. Yeah.
Wow.
Numbers coast to coast. And then certain areas, they are struggling to find enough coaches to get the kids on the field. And it's a big problem, but it's a good problem to have. And that's the power of, having a team that's repping the whole country. And that was part of our conversation as well.
I wanted to ask you, because when this was first introduced, I was all for it. And that's the ABS, the automated ball strike system that has been introduced. I mean, it wasn't introduced. They've tried it. But it came into the major leagues full time this year. You're much closer to people involved in the game. What has been the reaction from those, that are either in management or part of teams or players?
Yeah. Well, the testing went well in the minor leagues, right? So they kind of had a feel that, okay, this could work. But guys, if you remember, they've been working so hard to shorten games, to speed up the game. And, they got it consistently under 2 hours last year. At this point in time, the one thing that I was worried about, and I think a lot of people were worried about, was how much time is it going to take and how much is it going to add on to a game, right? And so far, going into mid-April, there's been about 1,000 challenges so far, and it's added between 4 to 6 minutes to each game. But I think the payoff has been great, and I wasn't sure about it, but I'm actually enjoying it, guys. I'd like to get your opinions as well, but I'm enjoying it for a number of reasons. What are your impressions?
I'm probably enjoying it more than CB Buckner. Isn't he the ump that's getting blasted? There was a game. I didn't see the game. I saw a video a fan did on YouTube that I think there were 5 challenges and he was wrong on all of them. And they went back and tracked every pitch in the game, and he would have been wrong 20 times out of 80 taken pitches, which I guess is quite alarming. But this is what they don't want, right? They don't want the ump to say, well, that's my strike zone. Too bad.
Right.
Get used to it. I like it. I think it happens pretty fast. I mean, obviously, it's inspired by the tennis system that we've seen a few years that we get the graphic. I like that it doesn't go to the bench. The player has to decide, and the player has to decide like that. It's not like we see in football or hockey where, we're seeing in hockey, right, Jeff? Well, was it offside? Wasn't it offside? And the ref's like, okay, let's go. Hang on, we're looking. And the ref's finally like, I'm going to make you use a timeout. Okay, timeout. And I know in hockey you only get one timeout, so it's not a direct comparison, but I think it's similar. It's not the batter looking at the bench, stepping out, using his timeout. it's like, okay, you got to decide. Like if you, as a batter, you decided not to swing in that moment, you can decide to challenge in that moment. Why was that a strike? I didn't swing because I thought it was outside. I think it works. I got to tell you something, Jeff. If anything, I'm surprised that it's adding 4 to 6 minutes. Yeah. I'm surprised it's that much because as I've been watching it, and I've seen mostly Blue Jays games, obviously, but I've actually been thinking that they should allow more than 2 per game. But I guess I'm glad they do allow a team to keep the challenge if they're right.
Right. So each team starts, just for people who don't know, each team starts with 2 challenges. You have 2 seconds to challenge guys. So Reid, you're right. It's quick and the guys gotta make it quick. If you win the challenge, you keep your challenges. If you lose the challenge, you lose a challenge. So it's kind of a cool game. The one thing that I'm really enjoying that I wasn't expecting, guys, is the reaction of the fans. They put it up there and they show it on the big screen and people are cheering if they get it right and they're booing if they get it wrong. So I think it's adding a little bit to the fan experience as well. So I'm really actually enjoying it. I'm thinking it's working really well. And again, if the initiative is to get the call right, I think we're working towards that.
Yeah, and and this is what I wonder about, Jeff. I remember when the NHL brought in offside. Do you remember Mike Civic, the really tall linesman? He's from Southern Alberta. He'd freshly retired, and I said, "What do you think of this?" He's like, "Look, officials want to be right. If technology helps them get it right," he said, I'd be fine with that. I know it's like, oh, there's a negated goal, but he's like, we want to be right. And if something helps us pick out that quarter inch that was offside, he's fine with that. I'm just wondering, I mean, I mentioned Buckner. Do you think umpires around the majors share that? Or do you think there might be a generational gap among the older and the younger umpires?
Oh, I think there's going to be a transition period with the new technology for sure. But I will also say this. The other thing I was worried about, guys, were the fans and everybody coming down hard on the umpires. It's an impossible task. And if you look at how accurate these guys are as human beings in this game, it's actually quite impressive. So we've done a good job of maybe protecting the umps. The umps seem to be embracing it, and they have to because it's a rule now. But yeah, making the umps look bad or having the fan base come down hard on the umps, that was something I'm worried about. But it hasn't been that so far, Reid. And I think to your point, because the umps want to get it right as much as the teams do.
Jeff Krushell joining us here on the Reid Wilkins Show, courtesy of the Oil Country Towing Video Hotline. Look, the Blue Jays, they're off to a slow start. I mean, in their last 10, they're 3-7. But last year, they didn't get off to an impressive start either, and look where they ended up. What is your take on what's going on with the Blue Jays right now?
Well, I mean, they're hanging on, guys. And it's actually, if you think about it, what's going on in the injured list, it is impressive as all get up because they have a starting lineup on the injured list right now. So they're up against it. And there's a few teams like this as well. But I'm telling you, if they can survive when these pitchers start coming back, and I'm praying that when the players come back, they're in good health to contribute for the rest of the season, they'll be in good place. If they can hang on right now, I think they're going to be fine. And I always say this in baseball, this first part is just so crazy. All will be as it should be at the All-Star break, and that's what I'm waiting for. So we're just watching the ebbs and flow of the game, including this big $1 billion series that's going on right now, which is the first time in baseball history. So I'm watching that with great interest as well.
Yeah, the Jays injuries are just concerning to me, right? Like at what point do you just, even if you're a deep organization, at what point are you just asking guys to do things they're not ready to do or capable of doing, right? It doesn't mean they're bad players. It just means how long could someone play above their head? You know what I mean?
Right. Yep, exactly. And then, the bigger conversation here, guys, is the depth of the minor leagues now. Are we going to start regretting, the elimination of all those minor league teams? Look, we're asking younger players to come into the league earlier, and it's going to be interesting. I think we're going to get exposed to the data here in the next couple of years of the true impact of that contraction of the minor leagues. But I think we're starting to see it. Players are in the big leagues that probably would have never been there this early before, and it's changed the landscape a little bit.
Jeff, you mentioned the $1 billion series, which starts tonight. That's the Mets at Dodgers. This might be a question that isn't really fair, but I just want your honest opinion on it. Do you think we'll ever see a $2 billion series? I mean that seriously.
Well, hey, listen. No. Hey, who would ever thought this would have happened, right? And again, the $1 billion comes out of their payrolls combined with their competitive balance tax that they're both paying, brings it over $1.07 billion. I don't think we'll see $2 billion because honestly, we're just praying there's baseball next year right now, and the argument's pretty strong. If you look what's happening in the collective bargaining agreement, so we're hoping that cool heads prevail so we can keep talking about it. But this is a historical moment in sports. The Dodgers won the first 2 games. Ohtani's pitching game number 3 tonight, and we'll see how it goes. But boy, it's been very, very interesting to watch.
I got to ask you one more thing. And again, 6 o'clock, right after us, you got your show and your big interview coming up. Okay, so people can keep rolling with that. One of the things I love about now, first of all, talking about the challenges and stuff. This is not balls and strikes, but I'm on Baseball Reference. They track, the other challenges where they act like they're putting on the headphones, and they track ejections. That's what I love about baseball. Like manager ejections is a stat. It's a motivational tool. Was it the Monday game against the Dodgers last week? I think Schneider got ejected. Yeah. And Jay and I talked about this, and that was the Gosman-Bach. Yes, the Gosman-Bach. You've known managers. You've been in clubhouses. You've been in meetings with managers and players. Like in more than any other sport, it's a tactic, isn't it? Like it's part of the dance. Like Jay and I were talking about that as soon as Schneider went, and I was listening on the radio. I was listening to Ben Schulman when I was driving home. As soon as they said he's out of the dugout, I was like, I bet you he's trying to get ejected. And the manager and the ump probably knows he's trying to get ejected, right? Like, is this just part of the dance between the managers and the umps?
Yeah. Oh, there's no question. It's strategic, and it is quite a useful tool for the managers that use it right? Getting out the frustrations, firing up the team. That's all part of the game. And it's one of the crazy, unique things about baseball, because where else can you get out on the field and go toe to toe, nose to nose, right? I personally totally love it. But if you go back in YouTube, managers being ejected, you're going to see some epic footage in sport. I'm telling you, it is so much fun. And Schneider's was pretty good the other day as well.
Well, because he was like, once he got ejected, then he looked like they were going to kiss for a while. Like they're right there, right? Like it's entertaining. It's part of the show. I'm sure they are angry and worked up, but I also think that's theater. I think there's some acting involved, maybe a little bit. I don't know.
Oh, for sure. It is theater. That's well said, Jay, for sure. Because, if you watch Schneider come out, that's actually that's a good one to talk about, because he came out cool as a cucumber, just talking and saying his piece. And then one thing led to another and all hell broke loose. It was fantastic.
And you could see the ump going like, okay, I hear you. And then he starts going, okay, it's time for you to go. You got to go now.
Yeah. Right? Exactly. And then boom, that was it, right?
All right.
I love it.
Okay, so just plug everything you got coming up tonight. Just remind everybody.
Yeah, so we are talking baseball, Baseball Canada, the influence of the Blue Jays on the national game. We also talk about the international game. The World Baseball Classic, guys, is one of my favorite sporting events. We also talk about the influence of the Olympics on the game, and we talk a bit about the pathways in Canada and where these Canadian players coming from. Canada is a baseball powerhouse, in case you didn't know, and a lot of teams love it simply because of the culture that these players come up in. So that's a good one. And we're also giving away, the season's coming to an end, but we're giving away the last few pairs of Marmot Basin passes, so you can learn how to win some Marmot Basin passes tonight as well.
Which is great. I mean, we got our ski report with Marmot coming up in about 10 or 15 minutes, so it all ties together. All right, Jeff.
Absolutely.
I'm going to do this here. I'm going to do this. If you're not on YouTube, I'm going to give you the hee-ho.
Get out of here.
There it is.
If I could kick some dirt, I would right now, I tell you.
Hey, we love you, buddy. Looking forward to the show tonight.
All right,
hope to see you in person soon.
Awesome.
Jeff Krushell checking in with Crush Performance. So that's a huge show he's got coming up tonight. He's a great guy. We love talking baseball with him. And hopefully the Jays are playing in about less than an hour now. I didn't really get to follow the Jays. Well, we had our event last night, so I didn't see the score till I got home. Bit of a walk because they were ahead in the ninth Brewers tied it.
Yeah.
And then I think was the 10th scoreless, or did it end in 10? But anyway, I think the Blue Jays scored in the top of the inning, and then the Brewers were threatening again in the bottom, but the Jays hung on. So that was an important win. Was it 10 or 11 innings last night?
10.
It was 10.
Yeah,
so they got
10.
right. They
Blue Jays scored 3 in the 10th.
And then the Brewers got one back. But didn't the Brewers tied in the bottom of the ninth?
Yeah,
Right.
Jays got 2 runs in the ninth to take the lead, and then Jeff Hoffman was on the bump, and then he got pulled for Varland.
Right, and then Varland wound up getting the win, right? Because he pinched the 10th. Okay. Anyway, 780-218-9999 is how you text us. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. They are turning 20 this year. They're going to celebrate until October 26th. Absolutely massive. Over $1 million in prizes, 35 winners of $20,000 in casino free plays, 9 brand new cars, 56 winners of $1,000 in cash. Again, this is all going on until October 26th. Learn more, rivercreeresort.com. In the final hour, we're going to get fired up. Well, we're going to talk about a coach who got fired up. We got our ski report. We got our words of the day. Of course, more on the Oilers as well. Here's the 5 o'clock break.
2 guys and a goalie.
Dickinson has played his last game for the Oilers. Hired or fired? Going to be reevaluated here in a little bit.
Am I going to fire it? I think he'll
Find
be
a way
the
to
same player.
grind it
I
out.
don't know, but
Yeah.
I think he manages to get back there.
I think I'd also fire it because the contract's right. I think they'd like to have him back.
I was talking to Tommy and Hernan. The play of these guys, and these guys aren't going to be
2
cheap.
guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. You finished work early? Happy hour. You finished work because you accidentally hit reply all to the entire company? Big happy hour. Your boss said, great job. Happy hour. Your boss said, per my last email. Ugh, emergency happy hour. You finally closed the big deal. Happy hour. With a huge selection of ice cold drinks and great food, the Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for whatever just happened at work. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
River Cree Resort and Casino proudly presents Revisiting Credence. May 15th, the Credence tribute you don't want to miss. Get ready for a powerhouse performance as the magic of Credence lives on, delivering the iconic hits with unmatched pedigree, musicianship, and pure rock and roll energy. Don't miss a night of classic rock done right. Revisiting Credence, May 15th at River Cree Resort and Casino. Must be 18 plus. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
The Blue Jays are back for their 50th season. Whether you're swinging for the fences or tackling backyard spring projects, get the space you need with Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of the Toronto Blue Jays. Try 4 weeks free today. Visit sentinelstorage.ca for details.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
Zach Hyman hit the ice for Oilers practice today and will play in tomorrow's regular season finale against the Canucks. He's been out since April 2nd after going down against Chicago. Meanwhile, the Golden Knights can clinch the Pacific Division title if they get a point against the Kraken tonight. Vegas 93 points entering play today, leading the division. Edmonton 2 points behind Vegas in second place. From Dallas, Rope Hintz is set to miss the start of round 1 against the Minnesota Wild, plus Miro Heiskanen of the Stars is hopeful for the start of playoffs. Hintz last saw action in early March against Colorado, was banged up in that game, and Heiskanen last played April 9th, set to miss his 3rd game in a row. Stars hit the ice momentarily. Sabres as their opponent. And at that same time, the Wings and Panthers duel to the NBA. 2 games in the play-in. Clippers. Warriors tip off 8 o'clock. Orlando and Philly throw down at 5:30. And after picking up a win in extras last night to open the series, Jays Brewers meet once again. Dylan Cease, he gets a call for TO, having Milwaukee counter with Chad Patrick. And there's 4 games live currently. Reds up 4-0 on the Giants, top of the second inning. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your Sports Update. Hour 3 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon along with Jason Milne. I'm Reid Wilkins. This show every day, 3 to 6 p.m. today on Edmonton Sports Talk, which is presented by Play Alberta. You can turn up the fun with the Play Alberta app, your digital destination for casino, live dealers, lottery, instants, and of course, sports betting. My friend and colleague Jason Milne does his play of the day every day here on the show. Yesterday, you hit it.
Yeah.
You cashed in.
It's a good one.
You got the big beluga. You made Chet Palmer's brother-in-law smile. And what is your play of the day today?
Vegas Golden Knights to win by 2 or more goals as they take on the Kraken and try to secure first place in the Pacific.
Well, you got to think Vegas is going to be like a bunch of hungry lions, Jay, on those squids.
Like a dog on a bone.
It'll be like a lion attacking a squid. Unless if the squid got to a large body of water, then the lion would have to rent a boat. I guess.
Let's go, girls.
Let's revisit the off-topic topic, which was always, as always, brought to you by our good friends over at William Huff. Something you had to talk a friend out of. Maddie Dubb in the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox says, on a boys' trip to Vegas, my buddy got the great idea to climb one of those lions outside of the MGM.
Oh, wow. Speaking of lions.
He made it about to the shoulders, main adjacent, he says, when he fell off. I had to convince him not to impale himself on the security fence on the way down by pushing him out of the way mid-fall.
Oh, my goodness.
Yikes. Reid, we were just talking to Jeff Krushell. Always great to have Crusher on. You can listen to his podcast right after our show. Just keep the stream on. It'll take you right over to it. He's going to interview the CEO of Baseball Canada, Jason Dickinson, about the $1 billion series.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was prepping for the show, I heard something recently. I don't know if it was on a reel or, somewhere, you're scrolling and you see stuff.
Yeah. You're watching PBS.
Yeah. When you say 1 million.
It's a lot. It's a big number.
Big number. And then you say billion.
That's a huge number.
Right. But, millionaire, billionaire, you just assume the person is rich.
Well, billionaire more richer.
That's a good point. Have you heard this where they put what a million would be, a million and a billion in reference to seconds? So.
Okay. I did not
What
see
is
this.
1 million in seconds?
How many days would that be? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
A million. How many? A million seconds is, I don't know, 5 years.
A million seconds is 11 and a half days.
Well, wow. I was just a little off, everybody.
It's a million seconds.
That's terrible.
Well,
I should be mocked for this.
Well, it's okay.
Here's me trying to calculate how many seconds in a day.
Okay. This just gives you a representation that you can feel.
So, sorry, a million seconds is 5 days, a little over
11 days.
Oh, 11 days. Sorry.
13 hours, 46 minutes, and 40 seconds.
So then a billion
So what is
seconds.
1 billion in seconds? Reid?
Okay, so it would have to be, over. Okay, so let me think here.
Just what do you think?
So 1 billion seconds, I will say that would be 3.5 years.
So 1 million in seconds is 11 days.
Yeah.
1 billion in seconds is 31 years.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Doesn't that just take it to a different level?
It really makes it It's like, how much more large could it be? Quite a bit. That's really cool, actually.
I don't know. I just find that striking. That 1 million represented in seconds is 11 days. 1 billion represented in seconds is 31 years, which is 11,574.
Coob hasn't even been alive for 1 billion seconds.
He has not.
How many seconds have I been alive for? Well, I don't want to go.
We could actually probably calculate it.
Well, I guess you're a billion.
The nearest few thousand. I'm a billion. Well, so would you be.
We're both billionaires.
We're both billionaires when it comes to seconds lived. There's a limerick, by the way. That's a great perspective. Thanks for bringing that, Jay.
Well, we were talking $1 billion series, and I'm like, I should bring this up because it was alarming to me. And trust me, I was nowhere near being correct either. And I think that's part of the exercise.
Right. I have a limerick. Did you get the one from Les? Where's my email? Who will win the pillow fight is anyone's guess. This turtle derby is no Pony Express. Last game decision settles the division. Grinding tough as LAMMLES. That is really good.
LAMMLES.
That's from Les. Les is a pretty good limerick writer.
He is. Now, Les, I know you sent in words of the day. I've got a little bit of a backlog now. Okay? So I've got a Bootski's words today.
How exciting for me.
I've got Dave from Ewell who submitted words.
Oh, my goodness.
We're going to use those tomorrow.
Diabolical Dave.
And then, Les, we're going to have to figure something out for Friday because usually a Bootski sends those in, but I'm sure he'll, maybe we can do a combination of words. I have a limerick from Atif.
Okay. We saw Atif. Well, I saw Atif last night.
I did too.
Oh, yeah, he was there.
Yeah. There once were the Edmonton Oilers so bold, chasing a division crown made of gold. They'd pray night and day, keep Los Angeles Kings away. 5 years is a matchup too old.
You know what? That might be Atif's best. What was the fourth line?
Right. Keep Los Angeles Kings away.
See, all you need to say is keep the Kings away. Or even keep Kings away. Or keep LA away.
Keep LA away.
Yeah. See, means the same. Brevity. But Atif, that was quite good. Saw Atif last night. I believe Atif took a selfie with me and some other members of the Edmonton Sports Talk crew. Believe it or not.
Yeah, great guy. Good to see a bunch of the nasties out there supporting such a good cause. I thought the round table was fantastic. As you know, Reid, I had to leave to go to the coaches event meeting for flag football, but I listened to the stream. It was fantastic. It was a great round table, or a hot stove, as they call it.
Well, I felt a little bit like I didn't belong. You got Mark Connolly, now retired.
12 Olympics he's been to and covered.
You got Gene Principe, one of the all-time greats, and Dustin Nielsen, who I believe is, if not the top broadcaster currently working in the country, is certainly one of them. And then me. But the one thing that was apparent, and I noted this while I was on stage, they had some great sort of behind-the-scenes, off-mic moment stories with Oilers players.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really happen with my generation. It's a little more controlled in terms of the interaction with the players. I thought Connolly's story about going into the dressing room after Game 6 and like having to interview guys like in tears minutes after they didn't achieve their ultimate sports dream. I thought that was very emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Like really a human moment, human story. That was a really kind of a gut-wrenching story to hear. But there were a lot of great moments. I mean, they had most of the stories were kind of humorous, but that one really stuck with me. We talked about Dustin's wheelchair story. I enjoyed Gene's story kind of running into Mac T in the hallway as Mac T's going to do media after Rolson hurt his leg in game, or whatever it was in Game 1. And Gene kind of going, hey, what's up with Roley? And thinking Mac T's probably going to be like, day to day, or I can't tell you. And he goes, what did he say? Something like, knee, series, over. Like, okay.
Well, I could imagine the frustration for him at that moment as well.
Yeah.
Craig McDavid.
Well, who knows how many seconds he just had found that out prior. How bad it was.
Maybe $250,000?
Yeah, sure. She says, hey, Reid, I have to walk to the store. It takes me 2 minutes. How long in seconds, Reid? He'll answer 100 million. LOL. Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't. 2 minutes, I believe. I believe 2 minutes would be 1.2 million seconds, right?
What?
Or did I put the, how many zero?
2 minutes is 120 seconds.
Yeah, see, I keep moving the tens thing around.
You know, my daughter who's in grade 4 is learning, tenths, hundredths, whatnot. Maybe I could bring her in tomorrow. We could study with her.
Have a little lesson.
Get brushed up.
Zach Hyman ready to go tomorrow after missing some time?
Never easy to sit out and to not play games. So something that was lingering, and just wanted to get it taken care of. It was getting worse, and now it's better, or getting better, and it feels good.
All right. If you are watching us on YouTube this afternoon and have not given us the thumbs up, please do so. It usually happens. We get a lot early, and then people forget, or maybe don't know they're supposed to do it. We're at 94 thumbs, so we need 6.
Fatigue.
Yeah, it could be fatigue, but we don't want that fatigue. We need you to keep participating. So click the thumbs up button, and then once you click the thumbs up button, or if you already have, then click the share button. And send the show link off to several other people in your life and encourage them to get involved in watching and or listening to Edmonton Sports Talk. We will go over something that happened last night. Jay says I want to talk about it, but Jay, you were very excited to talk about this. We'll look into the Rick Bowness stuff. I shouldn't laugh at it, but it was pretty intense. And we'll have our words of the day for the Edmonton Public Library. The Oilers game against the Canucks is tomorrow at 7 at Rogers Place. We'll have a 6 o'clock GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show hosted by Tom Gazzola. And then he'll be on right after the game as well with the postgame show. Sean Bell's going to be his analyst. I'll do Reid's read for Ewell. After the game, Benny Thompson will be at the technical desk. That'll be it for the Oilers regular season. I can give you this as a little bit of foreshadowing because I mentioned on Friday we'll do our playoff picks. And we'll also see how we did with some of our preseason picks or the regular season picks we did during the preseason. And both of us, the Oilers have done worse than we thought they would for both of us.
Yes, and we both had a prediction too, right?
We had a lot of predictions, yeah.
But we had a specific prediction.
Yes, couple, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll get to that. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. Boy, you want to see old Reid look like a, what is it, a goat? What did Lucy always used to call Charlie Brown? Was it a goat?
Didn't he just call him a knucklehead?
No.
I don't remember.
Blockhead? Well, they used to call each other blockheads.
Yeah. Blockhead. That's rude.
Oh, that's extremely rude.
Yeah. Yeah, Coob, you can just call Brian. We'll get him on over the phone.
All right, dude, should we take a timeout?
Let's take a timeout.
Oh, yeah, let's do a quick timeout.
We'll
set up the ski report. We got fired up coming up. Words of the day. It's Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta.
Zach Hyman hit the ice for Oilers practice. He will suit up in tomorrow's regular season finale against the Canucks. He's been out since April 2nd after going down against Chicago. Meanwhile, the Golden Knights can clinch the Pacific Division title if they get a point against the Kraken. Vegas with 93 points leading the division. Edmonton 2 points behind Vegas in second. The Kraken and Golden Knights matchup at 8 o'clock. And live now, 3 games underway in the NHL, all with a 1-0 score. Dallas leading the Sabres 7 minutes into the game. At that same time, the Rangers with the lead against the Lightning, and it's Detroit trailing the Panthers. And for the playoffs, the Stars will be without Rope Hintz at least to start the first round against the Wild, plus Miro Heiskanen is hopeful for Game 1. Hintz last saw action early March against Colorado when he went down in that game against the Avalanche. Heiskanen last playing April 9th. To the NBA, 2 playing games on tap. Clippers Warriors tip off 8 o'clock. The night starts at 5:30 when Orlando and Philly hit the court. Jays Brewers game 2 of their 3-game series goes at 5:40. Dylan Cease gets the call for Teal. Milwaukee countering with Chad Patrick. Live now, about 6 games underway. Bottom second, Reds up 7-2 on the Giants, and it's the Cubs and Phillies knotted at 1 aside. Top of the 3rd. This sports update is brought to you by The Ranch Golf Club. The Ranch Golf Club delivers premier conditions, top-notch service, and unmatched value every round. It's why they're Alberta's top choice for corporate golf events. Visit theranchgolf.com today to find out more. The show rolls on. Following the break, I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
Google is
One shopper. Finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket. A deal. One donor. Letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant.
Learning.
Trying.
Building skills.
Building confidence.
Building a future.
One purchase. One donation.
One job. One choice.
Google is
The power of one. The power of one. The power of one.
The power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. It all starts with one.
The oil stream. Let's start with the positive. He's on the ice. He's skating with the team, taking a full morning skate. That's good. And listening to what he had to say, listening to what Chris Knobloch had to say, because Knobloch said that he anticipates Draisaitl's timeline to be sometime in round number 1. And then you listen to Leon, and he said it felt like it was something more serious than other stuff he's dealt with.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. You finished work early? Happy hour. You finished work because you accidentally hit reply all to the entire company? Big happy hour. Your boss said, great job. Happy hour. Your boss said, per my last email. Ugh, emergency happy hour. You finally closed the big deal. Happy hour. With a huge selection of ice cold drinks and great food, the Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for whatever just happened at work. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know. Thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. We're in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Why wait for a good time? Started early at the Canadian Brewhouse. Happy hour runs Monday to Saturday, 2 to 6 p.m. Deals starting at $3.99. Your couch can't compete. The Canadian Brewhouse. Yeah, going to be a great place to watch Oilers playoff games, other playoff games, and the fun is going to start this weekend. First, though, the Oilers wrap it up tomorrow night against the Vancouver Canucks. We were talking about the possibilities earlier. The Oilers can still finish anywhere from 1st to 4th in the Pacific Division. If Vegas gets a point tonight, first will be out of the question. If Vegas loses in regulation tonight, first place very much in the question. We have exceeded 100 thumbs on YouTube. Thank you for that. And we are going to go to the Oil Country Towing Hotline for the Marmot Basin Ski Report. Marmot Basin, bring the whole family to Marmot and save. Monday to Friday, all kids 12 and under, ski and ride free. Not only that, they also get free rentals. And from Marmot, it is our good buddy on the line today, Brian Rode. Brian, it's Reid and Jay. How are you?
Hey, I'm great, fellas. And yourself?
We're doing fantastic, but I'm not sure if we're as fantastic as the conditions up at Marmot right now. I had a buddy that was out there last week, and he said that was the best snow he's ever skied at Marmot. What's going on up there?
Yeah, it has been truly a fabulous season. The snow has been great. You know what? It keeps piling up 22 centimeters here now in the last couple of days. Every single run is open across the mountain. And that also includes all those high alpine bowls up off the knob chair. So Marmot, Cirque, Tres Hombres is open. The whole shebang. It is absolutely fabulous, I got to tell you.
Are these some of the best conditions in recent years? I know, as far as hills in Alberta, it's been up and down. And by this time last year, what was really open? Has this been one of the best years in recent memory, Brian?
Yeah, you know what? I would say so. The thing about Marmot is it's pretty consistent. Like, we always open on or about mid-November, and we always can stay open right until that first weekend of May. So, we do have a pretty consistent season, a very consistent season. But yeah, this has been an exceptional season as far as snowfall goes. And we'll be open to May 3rd. We can always stay open till, as I mentioned, early May. But this time we're going to have every single run open. It's not a time to hang up those skis and snowboards yet, that's for sure.
Now, something that I saw that was pretty cool allows the opportunity for skiers and snowboarders from other ski hills that had season passes there to come and enjoy the late season of spring skiing, which is a ton of snow at Marmot. Just walk us through, or walk our listeners through, how that works.
Yeah, we got great deals for everybody. You mentioned the kids ski free. We got the family package. We got the escape card. And what we're doing for season pass holders, now this is any season pass holder from any skier in North America. So, in Edmonton, you've got Sunridge, you've got Edmonton Ski Club, Snow Valley, Rabbit Hill, lots of season pass holders. So they'll ski for 50% off right until closing day. And, another deal that we have here, got to mention this, first responders and military personnel. We're going to give all of them 50% off as well. That starts on Monday, and that goes right through to May 3rd. And, we owe those folks a lot, and that's just our way of saying, thanks for what you do.
Oh, well, that is simply fantastic. Brian, just remind us again, we're under 30 days till the end of the season, correct?
Yeah, just, let's do the math here. Right up until May 3rd. So, yeah, almost not quite 3 weeks.
And, people always like to go. It's always fun when you're up on a mountain and you're cruising and you can hear the music of a party that's going down on, one of the many chalets that you have here. What's the ski tour that is headed to Marmot Basin on April 25th?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. That's going to be really fun. We've never done this before. So Ski Tour, for those of you who don't know, this is a pretty big act, and they are a lot of fun. So they're going to be up there on Saturday, the 25th. They'll get playing their stuff at Mid-Mountain. That starts at noon. That'll go right through to 3 o'clock. It is going to be a good time. So that's all up at, the Paradise Chalet at Mid-Mountain. So book your hotel room now and get up. Or just come up for the day. Magic Bus runs the day bus. So if you want to hop on the bus in the morning, come up, ski, then check out Ski Tour, and then head back at the end of the day, let them do the driving. That's a really great way to get involved as well.
Brian, it's always great to catch up with you. I know you're busy at an event right now, so I appreciate you taking time to join us here. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the conditions. I hope you get out to enjoy them, and we'll catch up with you before the end of the season. How's that?
Yeah, you betcha. And thanks a lot, you guys. It is going to be a stellar last 2 weeks, so hope people can make it up and enjoy the good times and the great snow here at Marmot. Appreciate everything you do.
Right on, Brian. Yeah. Thanks again, Brian. That was Brian Rode from Marmot Basin for the weekly Marmot Basin report.
Skimarmot.com. Sounds like it's just incredible.
Well, I didn't know that deal was open to, because Sunridge is closed down, Snow Valley's closed down.
Right.
So if you're, if you and your children or your children have a pass from there, well, you can go up and get 50% off your fees. That's a smart idea.
Time to get fired up for Gemco Fireplaces, proudly serving Edmonton and area for 45 years. The authorized dealer for Napoleon Fireplaces. Whether it's gas or wood burning, look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon Fireplaces. All the Napoleon products you need are available at Gemco, 9281 50th Street. Most NHL teams have one game remaining. A couple have two remaining. Some have already finished their season, like the Minnesota Wild, for example, like the Columbus Blue Jackets, for example, who were in the playoff race until a few days ago. Their season ended with a loss, and head coach Rick Bowness, pretty unhappy after the game.
Like, I don't know if I'm back, but if I'm back, I'm changing this culture. These guys, they don't care. Losing is not important enough to them. It doesn't bother them. Like, how can you go out and play like that? Should have done this about a month ago. But this is why we are where we are. This is why we're out of the playoffs. That kind of effort. Losing, you have to hate losing. I don't care if it's a meaningless game. I don't care. Show up and compete. 3 hits, 23 giveaways. What else you want to know?
You reached them for so long after you got here. How did it stop? Where did it stop?
Because it got tough. Because it got hard. Like we talked about after the Olympic break. It's going to get harder. So everything's good as long as it's going their way. And now it gets tough, we don't want to battle back. And that's what's happened over the last a couple of weeks. That's all that's happened. We're going to change that. If I'm back, I don't know if I'm back. Don and I will talk. We'll get to that. But man, oh man, some of those guys are so lucky the season's over and there's no practice tomorrow. Anyways, and there's no more games. What else you want to know?
I think even in the long history of this franchise, I don't think they've ever lost 6 games.
Sorry, I was supposed to cut it there. What do you think, buddy?
Well, yeah, I love it. I mean, okay, so I'm not in the Columbus Blue Jackets market. I'm certainly not a Columbus Blue Jackets fan. But if I was, okay, and from March 26th on, they were 2-8-1 when they were fighting for a playoff spot.
So if they would have gone 5-5-1, they're in.
They're in.
Well, probably in. They'd have 98 points.
Hard
Ottawa
to say.
still has 97.
And
but
who knows
they'd
the
have a
teams
chance.
they beat, right? They
Good point, yeah.
They were all against people that were also, or teams that were also in the race. If I was a fan of that team, I would beg and plead that management bring him back. I just love that I'm a bit of an old school, okay?
Yeah.
In my approach to the mental side of sports and the way that he said that when things are good, it was easy because they were good.
Right.
When things went bad, they had no pushback.
Mm-hmm.
They had no resolve to get through that. And if I'm back, I will change the culture here. That's what you want to hear, especially after a team goes on a slide like that. And trust me, do you think the players don't feel that as well? Do you think they don't think that, or do you think, we're out of town tomorrow, we're going to laugh this one off?
Well, I think he's suggesting some players do feel that, unfortunately.
Well, I would imagine that those players will have to get in line,
right,
or remove your no trade clause, right, because you're not going to be here.
Yeah,
I just like that, whether it works or not, whether he's even back. I appreciate the honesty and the to the point, matter of fact way he spoke about his team's performance, which ultimately kept them out of the playoffs.
Now, what's interesting to me here, too, is that this is not the first time we've heard this from Rick Bowness. In 2023, he was coaching the Winnipeg Jets, and they were eliminated in the first round by the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm so disappointed and disgusted right now. That's my thoughts, Bowness said. No pushback, but it's the same crap we saw in February. It was. As soon as we were challenging for first place and teams were coming after us, we had no pushback. This series, we had no pushback. Their better players were so much better than ours, it's not even close. So, he's calling out the players there as well. Now,
when was that?
This was 2023 when the Jets lost to the Golden Knights.
Right.
So let me play devil's advocate. Well, why isn't he getting that out of his players?
He was. He was for a time. And that is a good question, Reid. But I think then maybe they were believing that they were the real deal.
Right.
Maybe they said, we got this. We don't have to work. We don't have to put,
Yeah.
And the ego gets going and you think, we're good. We're cruising. We're going to be a playoff team. We're going to make noise. And then reality sets in and you still think that you're this style of team, but the other team's levels are raising and you're staying at the same standard.
Mm-hmm.
Is that on the coach? It possibly is, Reid. Right? Because this move was questioned the day it happened.
You're right.
Right? So is this now the new coach the new edge, the new terminology, the new, hey, let's go get one for the Gipper mentality, does that wear off? It could, Reid.
Sure.
I'm just saying I don't mind a coach calling out professional athletes.
Right.
Because you get paid a lot of money to compete. And if you're not showing up and competing every dang night, you need to be called out.
And he raises another interesting point, and I've really noticed this over the years. I'm sure this isn't the last time we'll talk about it, Jay. What's a stronger emotion for athletes, especially some of those at the highest level of their sport? The joy of winning or the agony or disappointment of losing? Probably a lot of athletes would say they hated to lose more than they loved to win.
Sure.
The failures would stick through them. It might even been Kevin Lowe. We were talking about him earlier today, that like if the Oilers would have went 70-10, they'd remember the 10 losses more than their 10 greatest wins or the Savoie. Like that's what sticks with you. So, I mean, that is like talking about culture. I don't think he's talking about changing the culture. I think he's talking about changing the personnel. Like if that's your personality, you find 20 people or 10, however many they meet, who hate to lose more.
Yeah.
You know, like why do some athletes separate themselves? What do we often say about great athletes? They just refuse to lose. They would not accept it. They would not allow it.
Yeah, I think earlier in that clip, he said you need to hate to lose, no matter if it's a meaningless game.
Right.
And which it was, but that is the truth. And that's where that compete level as a professional athlete needs to be there. And it just sounds like there's maybe a few too many players in that locker room that are a little too comfortable.
Right.
And if it was up to him, he'd shake things up. Now, whether or not that happens, whether or not he's back, TBD, bro.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But I don't mind that.
No, I mean, it was pretty blunt. It's not often that a coach will do that, especially, again, he might not be back, but he was clearly pretty disgusted. We're going to get into the playoffs now, where the beauty of it is that ramping up is that a lot of teams and players play like that. But yeah, I thought his comments were really interesting. The stuff about you have to hate to lose. It's not just enough to want to win. It's not enough to just want to be successful. You have to hate failure.
But it's so not. But that's not. I'm sorry to say, but that's how successful athletes, how successful business people operate. That's a key to becoming in whatever you determine as success, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But even as a parent, you don't want to let your kids down. You don't want to let yourself down and have a regret of how you handled a situation.
Yeah.
That should drive you nuts more than the good times, because it happens to every parent where you're like, damn it, I really shouldn't have done that, or I overreacted.
Mm-hmm.
That sits with you longer than any of the positives. I can assure you of that. Pineapple Prophet says this. Hey guys, good afternoon. Wouldn't it be fair to say that Rick, as the head coach, was a key player in establishing that culture that he is now opposed to?
No, he wasn't there the whole season, right? He was brought in there to, who was the coach? I can see him. The guy who used to be in Minnesota, Everson.
Mm-hmm.
He was the previous coach, right? Yeah. And you talk about the coach setting the tone. Can the team take on the personality of its coach? I get that. I think that's a worthwhile discussion for this situation. But I think Bowness is also saying this is just who these guys were, and I couldn't fix them. Or maybe he's almost saying, because that one point he said, I should have said this earlier, or I should have thought of this earlier or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think what he means is I should have addressed this with the team earlier.
Yeah.
As soon as I detected that this might be their attitude, I should have stepped in.
Yeah.
Now, could have he changed it, or is that ultimately who that group was, or enough players in that group were that's just would have been how they behaved no matter what? Can you change a person? But it is interesting, like they're NHL players, but even at the highest level of sport, there's like, if you've made the NHL, I can assure everybody these players are ultra competitive.
Yep.
They're always thinking about, I remember Cam Talbot one day, in the dressing room. I think like he came out to do an interview or something, and he was like mid workout, and me or one of the other guys, me said, "Hey, Camp, sorry if we cut you short, if we cut your workout short." He's like, "You didn't cut my workout short. I'm going to go back and finish because I can assure you every other goaltender in the NHL is working to get better today."
Yeah.
Right. So, and of course, me or whoever didn't mean it that way, but he was just like, "Yeah, I'm going to go back and finish my workout, guys. Like, I'm in a business where I'm trying to win games. Every other goalie is trying to win games. And by the way, when my contract is up or whatever, half a dozen other goalies' contracts might be up. And if they're all working today to get better, I better as well.
Average is not acceptable.
But having said that, even in that world, there's still separation. And I think that's what Bowness is saying. Like, we live in a world where guys are trying to win the Stanley Cup. I know they're all very well paid, but even in that environment, the $4 million players want to make $4.5 million, and the $4.5 million players want to make $5 million, right? Even in that environment, Bowman is saying our guys aren't competitive enough, is really what he's saying. He's basically saying they're fine. He's basically they're fine with their paychecks. They're fine never winning a Stanley Cup. They're fine never playing a playoff game. That's what he's saying.
And he did, just to clarify, it was a few players, right? Like he said at the end, that was also funny. He kind of lost his cool. There's a few players here that are sure happy that there's no practice tomorrow.
Right.
They would have got skated.
Right. Anyway, it's interesting when a coach says that. Certainly, and hey, imagine if at a Canadian market a coach did that. These stories for a week.
Yeah. When's the last? Yeah.
St. Nolan from Fat Albert in the Nasty Chat on YouTube. Took me an hour and a half to drive home from work. It's the middle of April. Then he had a little kind of angry face. Is that an angry face? I think so. He was asked, was the traffic that bad? And he said, yep, dry roads for a week, and everybody forgets how to drive when it snows again. Everyone was in the ditch. Man, that is awful. Is it? Now, is it still snowing? I think it's let up a little bit from earlier this afternoon, but yeah, the roads might be a little slick. I guess we're going to find out pretty soon.
Well, and you know as well as I, when let's say the Oilers are on an eastern road swing and our show is ended at 5.
Yeah.
Well, driving home from here to my place at 5, I might as well just wait to 6.
Oh, really?
Because it takes about the same amount of time. Traffic really clears off around now.
Yeah, no, that's traffic volume as much as the weather.
Traffic volume, but matching volume, high volume with this weather. Yeah.
Tell you what, if you haven't yet given us the thumbs up on YouTube, you still can. We're at 113. Let's see if we can get to 125 in the last 12 minutes of the show. Again, this is if you haven't hit the thumbs up button. Please do so. We've had a lot of fun today. Oilers tomorrow. Zach Hyman is going to play. And let's just recap. Oh, I closed the program down, Jay. What was I doing?
That's okay, Reid.
I want to play the clip about Jason Dickinson one more time.
Ooh.
That Chris Knobloch said earlier today. Because this is interesting. Are we going to see Dickinson when the playoffs start? Likely on Sunday or Monday. I think this clip gives me hope that we might.
No, same situation right now.
That you won't know until he gets back on the ice, I presume, to see how he is.
Yeah, we're waiting till after season, after Thursday. He'll sit with the doctors, whether that's Thursday night or Friday, and then we'll have an idea exactly what's best for him and if he's ready to play. He's itching to get back in the lineup, and trust me, I want him in. We'll just see if it's available.
All right. Again, just the way he worded that made it sound like we're not talking about a long-term injury, at least to me. But I guess we'll find out. Well, maybe as early. Well, we probably wouldn't find out Friday, but we could.
Well, he said right after the season.
780-218-9999 is how you text us. The River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Words of the day when we get back.
Zach Hyman hit the ice for Oilers practice today. He will play tomorrow in Edmonton's season finale against the Canucks. He's been out since April 2nd after going down against Chicago. 4 games live right now in the NHL, 3 of which after 20 minutes. Panthers up 1-0 on the Red Wings. Rangers with the lead over the Lightning 1-0, and it's knotted one aside. Stars, Sabres at first intermission. We also see the Maple Leafs and Senators scoreless about 3 minutes into play. Back to Dallas. Roope Hintz is set to miss the start of round 1 against the Wild, plus Miro Heiskanen is hopeful for the start of playoffs. Hintz last saw action early March against Colorado. He was injured in that game, and Heiskanen last played April 9th. Meanwhile, the Golden Knights can clinch the Pacific Division title if they get a point tonight against the Kraken. Vegas with 93 points leading the division. Edmonton 2 points behind Vegas in second place. The NBA play-in tournament continues. Magic 76ers early in the first. Right now, Philly leading 10-6. Under 9 to go in the opening frame. To baseball, the Jays Brewers are going at it. Top of the first, game 2 of their 3-game series. Runner on first and third for Toronto. 1 out for them. Chad Patrick on the bump for Milwaukee. Jesus Sanchez batting for Toronto. The final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show brings us back following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
EST Afternoons.
Jason Bukala, he's talking about Evan Bouchard for the North. He goes, well, it can't just be all off. Said he didn't kill penalties. Said he didn't play against the other team's top player. That's all false. If you're going on a show and they're asking you about a player outside of your market, how about you just say, hey guys, outside of his stats, I don't know.
If you really want to find out who the best defenseman is you have the players.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
River Cree Resort and Casino proudly presents Revisiting Credence. May 15th, the Credence tribute you don't want to miss. Get ready for a powerhouse performance as the magic of Credence lives on, delivering the iconic hits with unmatched pedigree, musicianship, and pure rock and roll energy. Don't miss a night of classic rock done right. Revisiting Credence, May 15th at River Cree Resort and Casino. Must be 18 plus. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
All right, great to have you tuning in this afternoon. Hopefully wherever you're driving, if you are driving today, roads are good for you. It's been snowing most of the afternoon. Not good at all, my friend. You know how the emperor.
Good. I can feel your anger.
That's him reacting to everybody talking about the snow. He likes it.
Yeah, he would. Sicko.
He is a sicko. Let's get to our words of the day for the Edmonton Public Library. Your free EPL library card can do more than you might expect, from books, movies, and video games to digital resources, creative spaces, and learning opportunities. There's something for everyone across Edmonton. Sign up online, epl.ca/signup, or visit any of EPL's 21 locations to get started today. I didn't realize they had 21. That's awesome.
Hey, there's a QR code on the screen, too. If you want to get your free membership.
Oh, they can just scan. They can just get that on their camera right there?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Take you right to the site.
Yeah.
It's easy to sign up.
And we should emphasize, it's free. This isn't like, oh, it's free, but then if you want the good books.
No.
No, it's free, man. Like, everything's free.
And like Maddie was saying, you get access to papers from around Canada. Like, all the big newspapers in the Canada, U.S.
Yep.
If you're a member at EPL, you can figure out a way to do that on their site.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's fantastic.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
Now, this week, actually recently, I've done quite well spelling. The definitions I've been maybe 50-50 on.
Yeah, spelling's been okay. I wonder how you're going to do today.
Okay.
To be honest. This is Words of the Day, Abutski edition number 13.
Okay.
Always appreciate Abutski sending these in.
Okay.
First word of the day, karmically. Karmically.
Karmically. So I think this has to do with karma, so it probably starts with a K. Karmically, but I'm not sure how the end of it is going to work. Karmically.
Well, you know what I say. Just trust your gut. It usually works out for you pretty well.
Well, it looks wrong, but I'll try it. Karmically. And I'll say this is this is related to karma, or this is like of karma.
Actions or events occurring in a manner related to karma.
That's it. That's it. Okay.
Where outcomes are seen as the consequence of past intentions, behavior, or energy. His sentence was, it just seems karmically right that they got slapped down hard. Women love. Second word, and this is where I'm wondering about the spelling, but you are 2 for 2 thus far.
Okay.
K-hog. K-hog. This is a noun.
Okay.
K-hog.
Yeah, I'm not even looking at you because I don't want to see your reaction to what I wrote down. I'm just going to take a swing, okay?
Okay.
Quehog.
Oh, man. You were so close.
What is it?
You said Q-U-E?
I think so.
It's Q-U-A-H-O-G.
Oh, wow.
Very close, Reid.
Well, isn't the town in Family Guy?
But I think
similar to that. But it sounds like it starts with a K, but it starts with a Q.
Such a lovely fella. He
Quahog.
gives me the pronunciation, but they pronounce it Quahog on that show.
Right.
He did say pronounced K-hog.
I need the sentence. I don't know what it means. I can't even guess.
While digging in the wet sand, his success was limited to a single K-hog and a couple of oysters.
Oh, is it some sort of a shell, the marine animal? I didn't know that's what that was. I should have known that, I feel.
A K-hog is a large, edible, hard-shelled clam found along the Atlantic coast of North America.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So 2.5 out of 4. Not bad.
Not bad. I'm glad I got to admit, even though I didn't spell K-hog correctly, I'm pretty happy with how close I was.
Yeah, you were.
That I thought, okay, this probably starts with a QU. So I can take some pride in that form of my failure, everybody.
Well, that's good. That's positive. See, you're always trying to spin things in a positive way.
Yeah, I'm a very uplooker. I'm an uplooking half full person.
Make it so,
Cyborg.
everyone.
All right. What are we doing? Oh, we're going. We got to go. We're back tomorrow with 3.
Krushell, Sport Performance Show coming up next.
Big show coming up. On behalf of Zachary Kubish and Jason Milne. Oh, sorry, hit your hand. I'm Reid Wilkins. Have a great night.